A good or bad thing that social media has been able to infiltrate politics?
Social media is a technology, and as we know, technologies have their good sides and the dark sides, their not so good sides. So it all depends on users, and trying to understand what are the users' intentions, motivations, intentions. It's very important, and so it depends on the users and the forces that shape their motivations.
I mean, from my point of view, the single biggest thing that changes with social media is that social media was effectively designed as a tool for the empowerment of the user and giving them broadcast power. And once the individual has broadcast power, it tends to change politics, and that, I think, is what we've seen. Although, as it's often said, you know, social media can bring down systems, but it hasn't got any real capability to create something new to replace them,
right.
Which is what we've seen with the Arab Spring and the aftermath.
I was going to say the Arab Spring in some ways could have never happened 15 years ago.
No, it would not have happened without Facebook and Twitter.
Right, but neither can the recruiting of ISIS in a particular way that it is able to do on social media.
Right. I think on balance the implications are positive, but ISIS also uses social media very intelligently.
Dr. Naim, is there a responsibility that companies like a Facebook have when they're working in countries that sort of favor oppression?
That is a very hard thing to do. It's a difficult question. The answer is yes, but it's easier said than done. The limits on that are huge. And I want to question the notion that without social media, the Arab Spring would not have happened. The drivers of the Arab Spring were not social media. Social media amplified it and empowered people and had a huge effect, but it was not the main force behind the Arab Spring.
What do you feel social media has done in terms of changing geopolitics? I mean, my argument for the Arab Spring was that it might not have had the impact that it did if it wasn't for Twitter.
As David said, social media empowers people and gives them voice and the ability to broadcast views. It also lowers the cost of coordinating collective actions, of raising money, of organizing, of energizing protesters and all that. But again, governments are becoming also media savvy. And so we see governments in Iran and in Russia and in Venezuela that are very good at managing social media and in fact are using social media to identify who are the leaders of the protests, who are the nodes that they have to hit. And so social media can be a tool, a liberation technology, but it also can be a repression technology.
How do you automate your whole sales process in less than a minute? With Zapier. Because of Zapier, my sales process is streamlined.
Back to World Talks, where every word matters. I'm your host, David Kennedy. Now, modern warfare, as we've seen closer to home in Ukraine and Russia, makes use of many dangerous weapons, but some of the most dangerous are deployed far from the battlefield. Misinformation is being diffused through several platforms, but many are not keeping up with the obligations to protect against the spread of violent content, as well as manufactured theories which are fed through bots. Now, my guest today, an Israeli Arab activist, Yahya Mahmoud, is going to tell us more about that. Hello there.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I think what we ought to start with this morning is those disturbing pictures of the strike on the hospital in Gaza. If we can have a look at that first of all. So those are indeed very shocking images of that. So I'll just ask you again, you're in South Israel at the moment. Possibly even you can hear those kind of explosions going off where you are.
I do hear the rocket sirens that are being, when the rockets are being flown from Gaza at Israeli civilians. We get a red alert on our phones, and in the neighborhoods there were many rocket sirens since October 7th. I know of my friends that have their cars on their street have been directly hit by the Hamas's rockets. This is a reality that cannot continue. Every firing of those rockets is a crime in international law. Those rockets do not discriminate between a Jew and an Arab, a Muslim or a Christian. Many Israeli Arabs have lost their lives due to those rockets and to the coward Hamas attack on Israeli civilians.
Now, you're bicultural and presumably bilingual, well, trilingual, obviously, listening to your English as well. But you understand both Arabic and Hebrew, and probably are looking at some of the feed that is coming through to you in both languages. Now, the main subject of our conversation is, shall we say, misinformation that is coming through. What is being fed through in Arabic about that report, and how does it differ from what is coming through in Hebrew?
In every language, there are many misinformation. In Arabic, for example, Al Jazeera just posted on their website that the IDF admitted to the hospital strike, that they took responsibility. This is an absolute lie. Al Jazeera continues to spread misinformation. It is not a reputable source of information during this time. As I was saying, the IDF did an analysis of what was going on, what went on yesterday night. The hospital is not the target. There was a rocket, a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket that fell in the parking lot of the hospital. The IDF has released images and even phone recorded conversations between Hamas members were leaked when Hamas members were saying that this is not an Israeli rocket. The shrapnel does not consist with Israeli rockets, let alone that the practices of the IDF go against allowing this many civilian casualties. As we know, misinformation keeps on spreading on social media, and they differ from language to language. That's why when I hear something, like I said yesterday evening, when the news came in, the pictures and everything, I waited, and I urge everybody, when at a time of war and everything is time sensitive and information is very sensitive, we saw a high number of casualties reported. An hour later, those numbers went down, but the damage was done. There was a lot of information, tweets, Facebook posts that consisted with the first number reported. We need to wait and wait for an official response from official sources. I urge everybody to go online and see the IDF analysis of the situation. We have aerial photos, locations, and even the moment of the rocket that was fired from Gaza and landed in Gaza.
Now, you're talking about official sources. On the other hand, there's not a great amount of communication between the Israeli forces and the government of the autonomous area at the moment. Now, Joe Biden, as we saw, landed not too long ago in Israel. He's talking to Benjamin Netanyahu. Before he left last night, he was talking about the strike, and one of his main concerns is humanitarian issues. Now, what does it take? Does it take an independent source to go there and to verify what's happening at that hospital? Is that what you're suggesting?
What I'm suggesting, what I'm saying is very clear. We have seen the terrorist organization Hamas take their people hostages, use them as human shields. The rockets that they fire at Israel are not rockets that are made by a weapons industry. These are light posts. These are any metal pipe that they can get their hands on, including water pipes installed by the UN in Gaza to help the situation in Gaza. They take those metal pipes and use them to makeshift a rocket and fire it at Israel. These rockets are unreliable. There are countless reports of those rockets exploding in Hamas members while being fired at, while they try and fire it at Israel. in regards of communicating with the people of Gaza from our side, from the Israeli side, the Israelis, the IDF, and the security ministry have carried out phone calls and dropped leaflets, and even we have a warning, immediate warning to the endangered areas for the civilians in Gaza to empty it. The messages of the Israeli people and the Israeli IDF and the Israeli ministry have been saying to the people of Gaza very clearly in Arabic and English to evacuate the northern part of the Gaza Strip and to head south. Hamas has taken over civilian infrastructure. They endanger their people, and therefore they are responsible for every civilian casualties that there is.
At the same time, you must admit that for civilians to leave their homes, which many of them have already done, by the way. I mean, it seems to be in southern Gaza, it seems to be a situation just like we had in Poland, where people coming into the homes of other people in flats. There are 2 or 3 families, people also taking cover in places like hospitals as well. But by leaving northern Gaza, what they're essentially doing is that, are they not simply inviting an Israeli force to come in?
Well, first and foremost, we have to realize what is going on the ground in Gaza. Hamas, immediately after our messages to the people of Gaza, have erected checkpoints and physically stopped people from heading to the south of Gaza. Hamas continues to endanger civilian lives. I do understand, when I say Gaza, this is not just a place for me. I have friends and I have family in Gaza, and they have tried to move countless times to the south of Gaza, but the difficulties are very big. We have to understand as well that for the IDF to demilitarize Hamas and dismantle Hamas as a terrorist organization, there's a price to pay. Hamas has taken Palestinians as a hostage, as human shields, and they've used it to attack Israeli civilians. We all saw what happened on October 7th. The price is too high, and this terrorist organization just cannot continue to exist.
Now, with our main topic being the social media and what's appearing there and the messages that are going out. Now, you yourself are from northern Israel. What kind of messages are people actually picking up there in terms of what is going on? People will be obviously picking up both in Arabic and in Hebrew. Which message is prevailing there?
The message is very clear. As I said, we have the Home Front Command. It's the branch of the IDF that deals with the internal Israeli society. They broadcast in all Hebrew, English, and in Arabic, as well as there are many other unofficial news sources that are taking from the official news sources. So the message is very clear of what to do, what to prepare for. Some people take advantage of the situation and to spread misinformation, as we saw yesterday. I urge everybody not to listen to sources that are unofficial and wait for details. The message is clear. People that Israeli Arabs, Muslims, that were on the fence when it came to this conflict, whenever they woke up, just like everybody in Israel on October 7th, and saw the atrocities that Hamas has carried out in Israeli communities near Gaza, have woken up and rejected it at all force. I have hundreds of Israeli Arabs speaking to me on Facebook and on my social media, asking how they could help. Could they volunteer to the IDF? Could they volunteer to the police? We have seen zero resistance from the Israeli Arab community and from Israelis minorities during this time. They are complying, they are trying to help. The Israeli society as a whole is acting as one body, and it's very warming. There is no barriers of languages, there are no barriers of cultures. Right now we are under attack, and we have to respond.
Well, there are 1.4 million Arab Israelis, of which you are a representative and an activist. There are different messages going out about what is happening in this situation.
Hey yo! Yeah, you can post links in chat. It's allowed.
But I'd like
It
to
is
thank you
allowed.
for
I do
joining
not
us,
ban them.
Yaha Mahamid,
Maybe I should for
Israeli
non-VIPs,
Arab
but
activist.
yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for having me.
So far,
Thank you. And
we
that's
haven't
all
seen
we've got
too
time
bad
for
things
on World
happen
Talks today. But
yet.
stay with us. We've got the news coming up with Dawn Arleth.
Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Oh nice, they just ended. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Perfect. Hey ya, how are you doing? Is my light on? My light is on, but that's okay. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. I have been working for a bit longer today, so I'm a bit dead on the inside. But we're getting the house finished. We're getting the house finished. The house is almost done. If you guys remember, we were doing house renovations recently because the house has been badly damaged during the war and the roof was leaking. But we were always in an interesting financial situation, so we only got money to fix it. I want to say 3-4 years ago, I'm not sure, something like that. So it's fixed now, and now we are at the ending stages. So I'm very, very happy. Tomorrow, actually, they're going to be doing the inside finishing touches. That makes sense. So they're going to basically I have doors and everything installed, but like the part of the wall around the doors is still a bit unfinished. So I'm kind of hyped about them solving that because I really want to do some wall painting. I want to do some work around here. I'm really into really dark room aesthetics. So fresh paint, yeah, fresh paint on the outside. The outside is properly painted. I want to say like 80% is done. So tomorrow they're going to finish the outside. They're going to finish the base of the inside. And then we are hoping to have it painted in the weeks coming. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Life's going okay for some reason. I don't know what's wrong. Also, I got an app. I have to recommend an application for you. I was in... there's a website, basically. What's it called? What's it called? Shop with Ukraine? Huh. Shop Brave. It's not Shop Brave. It's the other one. It's not that one. I know this one. Spend with Ukraine. Spend with Ukraine. Listen, I have something to recommend to you. Where did I find it? Productivity. They have an application. I've been using it for a few days only, and it's a great one. It's this one, Pomodizer. It allows you to set tasks for whatever you need to do. It's a phone app, and whatever task you have, you can set tasks for like the next, I think for next 10 days or something like that. You can set your tasks, and you do 25 minutes of a task, and that is how you earn a tomato. They just fucking count tomatoes. I don't know if anything happens when you get more of them, but it's a cool goddamn app. Okay, I've been using it for my translation. Yeah, it's a free one. I guess there's some paid stuff. I still don't know because I've been using it mostly for just to make myself do all my work at home after like doing actual work. It's great. It's so great. I wanted to mention it on previous streams and I always forget to mention it. Here's the link. Here's the linky. Here's the linky. So go and get it. Okay, go and get it. I just open the app and it counts down 25 minutes. You can do like 25 minutes and then 5-minute break and then 25 minutes of work more. I do that sometimes if I have like bigger translation, but usually I try to do 25 minutes. And it's a great thing because like you look at the side sometimes, at least I do, like I peek at the counter and it's, like 17 minutes or whatever left and I'm like, nice, I'm doing well. And then I just go back to working and it genuinely made me more productive. It's such a cool app. Go get the app. I don't know what the other ones are. Don't know if you could use any of the other ones, but it's a cool fucking app, okay? They have a cool thing for dogs. And I kind of want to get it, but my dog is really stupid. Look at this. Like, my dog is dumb. My dog would not fucking understand this. But they have this cool-ass camera for dogs thing, so you can look at what's happening when you are away from home, and then they can give them, like, little treats. You know those videos, those funny videos with, like, dogs waiting to get some treats from the dispenser? That's you can buy it from Ukraine. You can help a Ukrainian company by getting this shit. 5-minute work, then 25-minute break. I mean, you can easily, you start the counter, and then it starts with 25 minutes countdown, and you're like, okay, this is my time for resting. It vibrates when the counter is out, and then it starts the 5-minute countdown immediately. So you could use the vibration to be like, hey, this is where you start working, actually. You could use that. It's a she. She's a Croatian Shepherd. She's a Croatian Shepherd and something, I don't know, something prone to fattening up. I don't know what's her father. No one knows what her father is. We got her from the dog shelter. So she was one of, like, a bunch of puppies that were rescued from a field a few days ago. So, yeah, we don't know who her father is. We know her mother was a shepherd, and her mother got adopted quite quickly, actually, because she's a pure blood. But yeah, the pups are like a mix, so no one really wanted a mix. No one really wanted the chaos. So then we got a... It's a cute little animal. Would not recommend, though. 0 out of 10, would not recommend. Please don't. Because they do a thing, shepherds, Croatian shepherds specifically. They are very loud. They bark. Their instinct is to bark. If something weird happens, they bark. If something good happens, they bark. Whatever happens, they bark, because their instinct is to, like, warn everyone that something is going on, right? In her stupid little brain, it's like, oh, there's a lot of birds flying around. This makes me panic, and panic makes me bark, because I have to bark in order to save the herd of sheep that I'm protecting, which, is me. So she's barking because she's like, whoa, 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 something's going on, everyone be on alert. And it's just something extremely stupid. She saw the house from the outside is different color now than it used to be before. She was barking at that. When they took out we have, like, outside part of the house, I don't know how it's called, like closed terrace or whatever. They took out the building blocks of that one. Because the old one was really badly made, so they made a new one. She was barking for like 2 days whenever she saw it, and she saw that there were no wall things around there. She was barking around because she was just panicking. She didn't know what was going on. Don't get it if you live in an apartment or whatever the fuck. or if you live in a village. I've actually started noticing it more recently. You know when you walk through a village? When I was a kid, I was always... kinda, judgmental on this. But when you walk through a village and there's a bunch of dogs barking at you, right? Those dogs here in the vicinity, they're Croatian shepherds. They're not normal dogs. The reason why I never understood it when I was a kid is because we had Labradors, then we had Golden Retrievers, then we had a Spaniel. And all of them are dogs that are not really barky dogs. So whenever, all the other dogs in the village were barking and ours were not, I was always like, why don't these people teach their dogs to shut the fuck up? But now that I have a barky dog, it's just that species fucked up. Oh shit, hey yo. Yeah. I forgot about the redeems. That is my mistake. Wait, I'm trying to open it now. Is Croatia part of Serbia? Luckily no, we did a homeland war over this. We had a whole war where we actually fought to not be a part of Serbia, so... Based Croatian defenders. That would have been horrible, though. What do you mean? Have you seen Serbia recently? They're basically wannabe Hungarians. Cute little thing I've noticed. They're trying to get into European Union, but when I say trying, it's like they're doing the thing with like my spirit is willing to be in European Union, but my body is not willing to do anything to actually get in. So they're like, yeah, we want to be in already, basically. We don't want to do any improvements. We just want to be in. I saw recently one of them who posted Vulin. Vulin is Serb defense dude, something. And basically Vulin is usually the one who is saying stuff that the rest of politicians are kind of scared to say. So Vulin has quite recently said that Serbia will never get into European Union. That is his opinion. Serbia will never get into European Union because Serbia just doesn't belong there. And of course, when Croatians read this, Croatians were like, heck yeah, true. When Serbs saw this, half of them were like, heck yeah, true, we don't want to be part of gay rope in the first place. The other half, though, those are my favorites. The other half was like, no, we actually want to get into European Union to mess it up from the inside. They want to be Hungarians. They want to be what Hungary is currently to European Union. It's like purposefully wanting in so you could disrupt it. It's like those MEPs who believe European Union should fall apart. Same fucking thing. Same exact fucking thing, my man. So, it's not that I'm overestimating Germany. It's that I believe with the current amount of extremism raising in the world, with the current amount of conflicts raising in the world, with the current, situation where the West has been quite agreeable with a lot of problematic leaders, and this has caused conflicts worldwide. I don't really believe it's in anyone's interest to be allowing a country to become a part of your organization if the mentioned country still has dreams of building a greater version of itself. Like a greater Serbia. When I say greater, I mean like bigger, like genuinely bigger. Serbia still wants to take over Bosnian lands. Serbia still wants to take over Croatian lands. Serbia still wants to take over Kosovo and Montenegro. You don't really want to. Like at this point, you don't really want to. You don't want to do that, Previously, when we were still pretending everything was chill with Russia and everything was chill with Iran, even though it wasn't, but like we didn't have open conflicts, right? At that point, you could have been like, yeah, okay, what's the danger in appeasing Serbia? Now, I think we see the danger now, and I hope our leaders are going to be a bit smarter than this. Opening speech? I actually haven't. Was it recent? Was it good? Was it good? Was it good? My man was in Germany. Cute. Xi Jinping and Putin announced a new world order. Yep. They have a grain deal. They got a grain deal. That's what I remember. I don't remember anything else. I remember the grain deal. And also how stupid it is of those two clowns to be cooperating in the first place. They just... Now? What are you doing now? What did I want to click on? Fuck, I forgot. I had something, and then I lost it. And then I lost it. Okay, wait, let me go Google Zizek. Speech. Oh. Opening ceremony of the 75th Frankfurter Buchmesse. What the fuck is that? There's the whole... No, 1 year ago? 10 days ago? Nope. Could put it into YouTube. If it doesn't work to put it into YouTube, I'ma just cry. I wanna watch the funny Slovenian man. Zizek is a perfect representation of a Slovenian. Just having like a basic ass Balkan mindset, but getting so much cash money from it. He's a Balkan dream. Can you imagine that? Stream 22. Oh, here it is. 3 hours ago. Okay, nice. Is it a good speech? I hope it's a good speech. I have some respect for the man after he made a mockery out of Jordan Peterson.
I'm proud to be here at the book fair because books, as we heard it again and again today, are needed more than ever. Without them, there is no solution to the terrifying Gaza war. Why? I unconditionally condemn the Hamas attack on Israelis close to Gaza border.
He's not Serb, he's Slovenian.
Without any ifs and buts. And I give Israel the right to defend itself and destroy the threat. However, I notice a strange thing. The moment one mentions the need to analyze the complex background of the situation, one is, as a rule, accused of supporting or justifying Hamas terrorism. Are we aware how weird this prohibition to analyze, to see the complexity is? In what society does this prohibition belong? Here, my first provocation, in a society
That's one letter.
Structured like Waben, honeycomb. What
Singular
an idiot did choose this as a light work? Do you know how Hanis live? It's the most totalitarian society you can imagine. More than 80% are women who are de facto castrated, not allowed to develop sexually, they just work. Then you have one queen who once in a lifetime has sex with 10 men, and when they have orgasm, the penises are immediately swallowed by her. No, thanks, I don't want to live in such a society.
That's because he's a dude.
Let me go to my point. The title of a recent dialogue on anti-Semitism and BDS, boycott, divest, and so on, in Der Spiegel was
BDS, boycott the West. I did not see that coming. I thought he's gonna go into BDSM the way he started. BDS, boycott the West.
Antisemit ist bestimmt der Jude und nicht der potenzielle Antisemit. I translate.
Okay.
Who is an anti-Semite determines the Jew and not the potential anti-Semite. Okay? Sounds logical. The victim itself should decide if it is really a victim. But does not the same also hold for Palestinians, who should be able to determine who is stealing their land and depriving them of their elementary rights? And I want to draw your attention to a beautiful detail today. Only, I think it was the very last word of the Slovene president's speech. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, this was only once that the word Palestinian was pronounced. It was just Hamas versus Israel. I'm sorry, but you have to include in this situation millions of Palestinians. Further point, by analyzing the background, I don't mean the utter stupidity masquerading as a deep wisdom. You know that saying, an enemy is someone whose story you have not heard. Sorry, I read Hitler's Mein Kampf. I heard his story. And I love Nazism not more, but even less. Here are
that was actually a good point
about Israel today. Ismail Haniyeh, the leader of Hamas, who of course lives comfortably in a 5-star hotel in Dubai, said on the day of the attack, I quote, "We have only one thing to say to you, Jews. Get out of our land. Get out of our sight. This land is ours. Al-Quds, the term for Jerusalem, is ours. Everything here is ours. There is no place or safety for you." End of quote. Clear and disgusting. But did the Israeli government not say something similar, although of course in a much more civilized way? Here is the first of the official basic principles of Israel's present government. Quote from the official source: the Jewish people have an exclusive and inalienable right to all parts of the land of Israel. The government will promote and develop the settlement of all parts of the land of Israel in the Galilee, Negev, Golan, and Judea and Samaria, end of quote. Or, as Benjamin Netanyahu said, quote, Israel is not a state of all its citizens. It is a state of the Jewish people and only it, end of quote. Does this principle not exclude any serious negotiation? Palestinians are strictly treated as a problem. The state of Israel doesn't offer them any hope, positively outlining their role in the state they live. So beneath all the polemics about who is more of a terrorist lies a heavy, dark cloud, or rather swamp. The mass of Palestinian Arabs who are for decades kept in a limbo, exposed to daily harassment by settlers and by the Israeli state. Who are they? Which is the land they live in? Occupied territory, West Bank, Judea and Samaria, or the state of Palestine, which is currently recognized by 139 of the 193 United Nations member states. The first generation of Israeli leaders, from Ben-Gurion to Moshe Dayan, I want to praise them here, spoke a totally different, honest language.
But I just want to say, I don't want to play the video for like too long without pausing. It makes me feel like I'm a fucking parasite. But so far, I believe everything he said was based. So far, I believe everything he said was okay. I like how he pointed out the fact that acknowledging the context of the situation should not be mistaken for, how did he say it? Utter stupidity parading as wisdom. I like that. I like that. It reminds me of Vlad Vexler said something similar, right? Was it Vlad Vexler? I think it was him. That acknowledging the context of the situation, so acknowledging why this terrorist attack happened, and acknowledging the history and acknowledging previous behaviors by the Israeli government and also by Hamas, should not be mistaken for excusing the killing of civilians. Right? You can't, no. One of those is just plain stupidity, and the other is acknowledging that the situation is extremely, extremely complex. Oh yeah, yesterday, man. Oh man. I remember we got, fuck, shit, wait, I need to turn on the strike, dude. But no, Hamas is not a resistance, Hamas are terrorists. So, you gotta condemn terrorist acts when terrorist acts happen. But yeah, Twitter was a cesspool yesterday. I remember we got the news about it in the middle of the stream. I immediately went to look what people are posting. Got trash. Got just plain, pure trash. I did see geolocated post. I think someone posted it. Was it you, Kim? Posting it in Discord too. Geolocated was good on Ukraine so far. Geolocated was based on that. So personally, I do have trust in them because so far they have been very good with checking the sources of their videos. So I'm kind of GG with that. Oh, it is attacking a music festival to kill a bunch of people. That absolutely is a terrorist attack, my dude. They killed a bunch of civilians. They paraded the bodies of civilians around. That's inexcusable. Facts? Oh, wait, let me show you. Oh, there's no evidence that it was Israel, though. That's the entirety of the problem. There's no evidence it was Israel. So until we get proper evidence, I'm not trusting anything, because we also saw claims of like 500 people killed, and then we saw the area of the attack. My dude. Like when you compare it to actual craters in situations we had where actually 500 people have been killed. Oh no. Like have you guys seen the photos? Have you guys seen the photos? Let me show you the photos. Oh, geoconfirmed. It's called geoconfirmed. It's not called geolocated. No, civilians being killed by Israel army is absolutely not okay for me. No, absolutely not. I have never said anything like that. Here's the geoconfirmed thread. I'm gonna show it to you. So currently, geoconfirmed is a source I genuinely trust. Geoconfirmed is a source I genuinely trust. So far, they have been okay in everything I followed. Okay? So, personally, if geoconfirmed says it's likely a missile launched by a Palestinian group, I'm like, okay. Like, this is the one source so far that I'm trusting. But still, yeah, we're going to be waiting for a proper investigation. This still is a Twitter poster. Regardless of the fact they do good investigations and they have collected footage and everything, still we should wait for proper investigation on this, okay? But this is the only source so far I've seen which I genuinely like trust on this. Like in Bucha, shit, yeah, that too. Bucha is heartbreaking though, because people still believe that the investigation wasn't even done. But yeah, you can see the videos, Now you can see there's photos. Are they posted in the thread? I'm guessing someone posted them in Discord. But you can see photos of the impact area. And this is the crater. Okay? So like, y'all understand what I mean? Y'all understand what I mean? Of course, again, I would hope for some international body to actually release the number of people killed and everything, because so far we're getting like we're getting this interesting thing where the first claim was hundreds and then it switched to 500, and now everyone's looking at the impact location and they're like, no chance it was actually 500, come on. But then I think we're kind of going a lot into the other direction, in which people are like, oh yeah, no one was killed in the first place, like the entirety of the thing was a lie. So I would love to see some proper investigation done on this, and I would love to see a confirmation. But yeah, I don't know, doesn't seem likely to me. Bro, you can judge Israel for things they actually did do. They did a lot of horrible shit. You can judge them for horrible shit they actually did do. You don't need to like go out of your way to believe in Twitter bullshit. I have never said that it's okay that Israel is bombing other regions. The fuck are you on about? I have literally never defended Israel for killing civilians. No, there must be. There's a whole. I saw a really good really good graphic on this. The amount of Israeli versus Palestinian deaths in the last few years, and how many Palestinians have been killed each year by Israeli government. So it's always important to remember stuff like this when you're having a conversation about this topic, because, you know, it does give important context. But again, no amount of context justifies killing of civilians. No amount of context will ever justify killing of civilians. Israel right-wing bad, Hamas bad, Hezbollah bad. Yeah, like normal views, absolutely. Dude, I don't know what you're doing. I don't support Israel. I don't support their killing of Egyptian soldiers being buried alive. Holy shit. I'm already not supportive. I already think Israeli government and Hamas are both genocidal. Quite fucking genocidal. I don't know why I keep on pretending as if I'm somehow being like, oh yeah, fucking based Israel is killing a bunch of civilians. Have never made a claim like that. I think bombing a hospital would be the official agenda of IDF. Yeah, I could see it though. I could see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. I do quite see a lot of their excuses as being very similar to Russian excuses. I could see them go, oh yeah, this hospital was actually used a lot by Hamas, so we had a reason to go and destroy it, right? I could see that. Not for a second would I be surprised if it was proven this was actually Israel doing it. Now, the footage seems to be showing otherwise, so, you know. TikTok is already full of pro-Hamas videos made by 100% the same as pro-Russian propaganda. That my man. My man. Big K-pop accounts reposting fucking Jackson Hinkle. That is goddamn ridiculous. That is goddamn ridiculous. Holy shit. Woke Western degenerates. Yeah, we're already seeing it. We're already seeing it. So the same thing when Russia invaded Ukraine, so. Killing whole building blocks of civilians is acceptable, as long as they maybe get one terrorist. Yeah, so because of that, I would not be surprised if they actually did bomb the hospital. Like when we yesterday saw people posting about how Israel bombed the hospital, I wasn't... You know, you see it and you're like, could be. Not for a second would I be like, oh, impossible, Israel would never. No, Israel would. Israel would. Israel would. Now, it seems they didn't this time. So there's a lot of problems with the way propaganda was spreading. You've seen the Coplod post. I think I sent it to the Discord. This one, like you've seen shit like that. You've seen shit like that online, right? Come on, we're getting very desperate now. Would be mega retarded to do this right now when the whole world is watching. While I do agree with that, at the same time, they had interesting comments on what they're going to do to Gaza. I think if we talk about Israeli actions being hella retarded, like, have you not seen them shit on international support for themselves? Because Biden, for example, Biden was supporting Israel from the start, and then Israel started doing the whole thing with like, oh yeah, we're just going to wipe out the entirety of Gaza, and Biden pulled back. European Union, same exact thing. Von der Leyen was very supportive at the start, and then you hear what Israel is saying, and then you gotta take a step back. You're forced to take a step back. You're forced to be like, whoa, okay, no. You know what I mean? So, Which questions do you want me to answer to? You're not asking any proper questions. You're just like bitching around. If you have some proper questions, pose them. They spent 30 years digging their tunnel system while not digging a single bunker for civilians. Oh, I agree with that. I do think, though, that while Hamas is absolutely in the wrong, I think we all agree with that, I don't think Israel has the right to kill civilians because Hamas didn't take necessary steps to protect them. I don't think it absolves Israel of the responsibility. But like, you know, I have a view that Israel could be doing this a lot differently. I believe they're intentionally doing that. I believe they're intentionally killing the civilians. I believe they could solve this with a lot less civilian casualties, and I believe they're choosing not to. What was the justification? What would happen if Palestine had designated military areas? Bum bum bum. Ah yeah, that kinda is. There's no way you could have a Palestinian military in Gaza in these circumstances. It's like, hey, you get a military, but you lose lives for a bunch of civilians. But yeah, I don't know. Wait. I wanted to click on something and I forgot what I wanted to click on. I forgot what I wanted to click on. This. Oh shit, no. Bodies of three. Mercenaries. Mercenaries, he goes. Oh, Sprinter. Mercenaries, he goes. Fucking clown, this dude. Fucking clown. Wait, I opened him in another browser. I mean, it's good that I opened him in another browser. It's a clown, dude. I wanted to click on that one up. But I clicked on this one now. So now we're loading this.
Everything I've ever built was because I had the power in the palm of
These
my
fucking
hands.
ads. Do you think a good way to reach a solution where Israel has stopped the stealing of lands and jailing Palestinians? Do you think a good step towards that world is to go into Israel and kill a bunch of civilians? Because Israel doing the same thing is not in any sort of an excuse for Hamas. Unless what, years ago, would you have said, oh yeah, Israel actually had the right to kill the civilians because Israeli civilians have been killed previously? How long does this go? In the same way, I could be like, oh yeah, Israel has the right to bomb the fuck out of Palestine right now because Palestinians killed a bunch of Israeli civilians. If you're going to justify past violence, if you're using past violence to justify current violence, we could just do this forever. No, media, of course media shows us Israel bombing Palestine. The fuck are you talking about? This has been a very common topic in the news for a long time. The hell are you on? Man, the entirety of the reason we have people believing in the whole idea of like Palestine being one state and then Israel coming like a fucking villain and taking over their chunks of land is because our media has been lazily presenting it as who Israel is horrible for all the time. You know how many people here have no idea what the British mandate to Palestine even was in the first place? I'm not only defending one side. That is not true. I support Palestinian demands to have their own state. I am not only defending one side, I am refusing to defend Hamas. Hamas are not Palestinians. Like, you're making absolutely no sense. Man, if the only resistance left are fucking terrorists, they're going around butchering civilians, that's painting a very bad picture of Palestine. If the only resistance you got around are people willing to go and just kill a bunch of civilians and parade their bodies around, and then also making up goddamn casualties, because, you know, misinformation is very well used on social media these days, if that's the only resistance they got, it genuinely, like, it sounds here like you hate Palestinians more than anyone else. People make up claims that Israel did horrible things without any evidence. People believe it immediately because they hate Jews. Oh, it's like people posting the videos of Assad airstrikes in Syria and claiming that these are the consequences of Israelis attacking Palestinians, right? Like, exactly the same thing. What do you mean when you ask where have you been? Are you asking why was I not live streaming? Get to the point. What are you talking about? What do you want? Not sure what you like trying to comment on. Is this is like, we have a meme here in Croatia. Where were you in 1991? Kinda was used by that Croatian idiot we had in chat yesterday. So whenever you point out people something that they are wrong on, they will be like, hey, where were you in 1991? Because I was alive back in 1991, and I was actually fighting for Croatian independence in 1991, and you weren't. You weren't even alive back then. You were still swimming around in your father's bowls, okay? So, my claims hold more weight. You're kind of doing the same shit. I don't know what you're trying to do. I wasn't even, like, active on social media politically at the time, my dude. No, it's not a normal fight back. Killing civilians is not a normal fight back. If Hamas went into Israel and blew up a bunch of military outposts, if they specifically went to kill military, that would have been different. That would have been way different. That is not what they did. I know they, again, like, it's a stupid ass thing to keep repeating that Israel was also killing. I know Israel was killing civilians. I have acknowledged that several times. What do you mean just say it, as if I have been refusing to say it? Several times in this stream alone, my dude. I have acknowledged that. No one's denying that Israel has killed civilians. What are you fighting with a hallucination of? That you imagined, whatever the fuck. Can't ban everything you don't like. What are you talking about? Oh, about Twitter? About Twitter? I think Twitter should be banned. Unironically, I think Twitter should be banned. No, it's not a normal reply. It's not a normal reply. A normal reply to Assad killing your civilians is not for you to go and kill their civilians. That is justifying violence. And again, you could use this forever. You could use that excuse absolutely forever. Again, I could use the same excuse to say that Israel right now is justified in bombing the fuck out of Palestinian civilians. Do you not see how we could just be using this excuse forever? Past violence does not excuse current violence. I'm okay with another Twitter being live. I'm not okay with the current Twitter being live. I think current Twitter is trash and I think it should be banned. I'm not even joking about this. I think it's absolutely trash. Absolutely trash. Elon Musk is going out of his way to allow disinformation accounts to exist on Twitter. He knows what he's doing. He knows what sort of a website he is creating. He is desperate enough to be creating it because on social media, stuff that gets you most cash money is creating negative responses in people because people interact more with posts that make them feel negative emotions. So he is actively encouraging accounts that post more rage bait, because he knows most users will interact with rage bait. Dude, we've seen again. You already made that claim. Are you just like forget? Are you? Do you have a very short-term memory? Is that like goldfish memory? Because so far you have repeated 2 things that you have already said. Like, what's next? What's gonna be the next one? Yeah, it's like a fucking bot. Yeah, like we already went through the your media doesn't talk about this. We already went through this. It's bro, we already I mean, unless you're willing to elaborate on things that were already said in this conversation, I don't know why you would keep bringing up the same point. We can't have only leftists to argue with them. Sometimes 545 should be involved in conversation in the most normal way for such a person. Hey. Strike, yeah, Strike is here. Kim already used it. Strike is here. Strike is available. Oh yeah, 4chan. I actually do think 4chan is quite dangerous too. I think 4chan is quite dangerous, and I do think 4chan should also be put under stricter control. I'm absolutely okay with us getting rid of that one too. Unironically. 4chan is a cesspool. 4chan is a cesspool. 4chan has been connected to quite a lot of terrorist attacks. It's a trash site. Have you ever met a 4chan user who is not absolutely deranged? Maybe it could be just a fact of like deranged people being no, he is timed out for 5 minutes. When you get 3 strikes, VIPs can do strikes. When you get 3 strikes from VIPs, you keep on getting 5 minutes timeouts to cool off a little bit. Speech controlled, is speech destroyed? I don't agree with that. I think some speech must be controlled. I think stuff like genocide denial, for example, genocidal rhetoric too, of course, stuff like that, I think it must be controlled. I think intentional spreading of misinformation must be controlled. I think we must have a way to not allow stuff like this to be normalized and to be reaching a wider audience. I am not a... what is it? Free speech? How did Elon Musk call his position? I think his position was full of shit. I think he faked holding that position because we have seen him silencing accounts that have just made jokes about him. So, yeah. Oh, I fully disagree with that too. I support banning and censoring people. I support banning and censoring people. I'm GG with that. Now, wait, are we talking like Twitch bans or are we talking like European Union bans? When it comes to Twitch, I'm GG with banning users if they do something against TOS. So far I was banning people for... what did we ban? No, we didn't ban. We did. No, we timed out. We timed out 2 people in these days. One of them for saying the Jews should be killed. The other one for saying gay people should be killed. Calls for violence get you banned off Twitch. You should have learned this with our dear Ukrainian friend. So stuff like that, I'm GG with being banned. And I'm GG with that being banned when it comes to social media too. And I'm GG with social media acknowledging it, that it happens, and allowing it to keep on happening, being banned too. On a European Union level, I'm absolutely okay with demanding that social media has proper regulation, that they must be upkeeping. And if they don't keep them standing, I think we should ban the social media site. Freedom of speech is above everything else. That's why I'm okay with silencing people. Topsen got Topsen. Topsen got Topsen. He is on Kick. He's streaming on Kick right now. Don't know what kind of nonsense they believe. It's just eating shit mostly. It's mostly just taking whichever shit position you can imagine. There's this thing with them not really having any sort of unique opinions. So, TOS is censorship of highest order. I'm okay with TOS. I'm okay with that. I'm GG with that. I think every website should have its TOS, and I think TOS should be followed closely. And I think one of the most important parts of it should be the fact that you will be removing accounts which are posting disinformation constantly. So, know what I mean? Accounts which like have a history of posting disinformation over and over and over and over and over. I think they should be banned. I think they should immediately be banned. Hinkle's reaching like 1 million followers on Twitter. Hinkle, fucking Hinkle. What bullshit that man is posting? Have you seen what shit that man is spewing? He and his people have been the ones spreading around videos of Assad's attacks on Syrians, pretending these are Israeli attacks on Palestinians. He and his people are, you know, the same people who deny Assad ever attacked civilians. They deny these crimes, and then they use videos of these crimes, but they pretend it's actually something else. Stuff like that must be banned. Stuff like that must be gotten rid of.
In Israel and Gaza is a TV host and satirist, Bassam Youssef. Bassam, it's great to have you back on the programme. I wish it was under different circumstances. First of all, what is your reaction to what happened on October the 7th?
Oh, it was terrible, of course. I mean, we kind of get our news kind of also secondhand because, you know, my wife's family, they live in Gaza. They have cousins and uncles there, and their house also was bombed. We
1 million is way too much.
To communicate with them for the past 3 days, communication are lost. So we don't know actually what is the how are they doing, but you know, we're used to that. I mean, it's just like it's very repetitive. We're used to that. We're used to them being bombed every time and moving from one place to the other. You know, it's just like those Palestinians. They're very dramatic. Israel killing us.
Let's see.
But they never die. I mean, they always come back. You know, they're very difficult to kill. Very difficult people to kill. I know because I'm married to one. I tried many times. Couldn't kill her.
I mean, there's a dark humour there, and I understand why. Because
not commenting on that.
I try to get to her every time, but she uses our kids as human shields. I can never take her out.
Again, I understand the humour, but to be serious, Bassam, about this, tonight there is...
I will be serious. Now, I will be serious. I was watching your interview with Ben Shapiro, and I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
I think that Ben Shapiro is one of the smartest people who ever walked this earth. He's very, very smart. I follow him, and I believe everything he said. And when he came on your show, his solution was, and I quote, his solution was that the solution for this is for Israel to annex Gaza and to kill as many son of bitches as possible to make sure that this will never happen again. And anyone who called for a ceasefire will be a terrorist sympathizer. So God forbid, I don't want to be labeled as a terrorist sympathizer. So I agree with Ben Shapiro. I think we should kill as many son of bitches as possible.
Well, let me,
so
okay,
far,
but Bassam, let me...
so far, 3,500 people were killed, including 5,000 son of bitches in the bombing of the Baptist hospital as we speak right now. 1/3 of those 3,500 were children. So my question to Ben Shapiro is, how many more son of bitches do we need to kill so Ben Shapiro is happy?
Okay,
because it changes
Bassam,
from 1 year.
It
changes from one. I'm sorry that. Please, I'm really at a disadvantage here. I'm looking at a camera. I don't see you. I can hear you on my ear.
The reason I'm interrupting
so
is I think you might be. I think you're conflating different interviews with Ben Shapiro. He didn't use the phrase "sons of bitches" with me. Let me play to you what he actually said on my show.
He did. Go back to your interview.
No, he didn't. That was another interview. But let me play what he said to me here.
Well, frankly, I don't believe in proportionate response to terrorism. I believe that the way that you stop terrorism is with wildly disproportionate response. That doesn't mean in terms of targeting civilians. It means in terms of killing as many terrorists as humanly possible and allowing them to dictate the terms of engagement by hiding behind civilians in areas that they are supposedly responsible for means that the only option for Israel is to surrender to Hamas's hatred of its own citizens, its willingness to use its own children as human shields. No country worth its salt could ever do that.
Oh shit, we got an ad. Now I know how you people feel like when you watch the stream.
Now that is substantively different to what you
Yeah,
said.
that's a lot different.
He's
True,
talking
true.
there
But
specifically about
I
Hamas
agree with him.
terrorists.
I agree with him. The thing is, the question is, what is a proportionate response? Because
Yes.
it has been different from one tier to another. So if you look to this graph, for example, this is the death of Israeli and Palestinians, and it's changing from 1 year to year. It's like fluctuating like crypto. So my question is today, what is the going rate today for human life? I mean, 2014 was
What
a
does he
great
mean
year
it's
for Ben Shapiro. 88 Israelis were died, and there was 2,329 Palestinians killed on the other side. That is one Israeli for 27 Palestinians. That is a very good exchange rate. What I'm saying is, what is the exchange rate for today? So you guys will be happy. That's my question.
Well, it's not me. It's not me, guys. I'm not on either side.
No,
here.
not you. Like when I say you guys, I say like.
He has, you know what annoys me? I feel like Piers is actually, can't believe I'm saying this, but I feel like he's actually trying to play a proper journalist here. I feel he's actually trying to be like serious and actually trying to have a serious conversation. While this dude, Twitch streamer. This dude is a Twitch streamer. This dude would join one of those debate panels and just be incredibly fucking annoying. This dude would be an anarchist and he would be streaming with like a hobbit hole in the back. He is incredibly annoying. He keeps on spewing his shit. He's not listening to what the other dude is saying. He just keeps on going and going and going and rambling. He has like a list of things that he wants to say and he's gonna say them and he's never going to shut the fuck up. He's going to keep on saying his stuff. Incredibly annoying. You're not the Hobbit dude. What's the name of the Hobbit dude?
Demands representation of
I mean, at this point, anyone could be the Hobbit dude because I don't remember his stupid ass name. One chance to present his case to an international audience. He's doing a horrible job at it. He's doing a horrible, horrible job at it. People living in a high-density urban environment somewhere in the vicinity of a possible terrorist. That too. That too. Could see that. Like, we push all of these people to be in Gaza and we don't allow anyone to leave. Keep on trying to remember the name of the Hobbit dude. Give me a second. Who else was she with? Who else was she with? Going to find it one day. But yeah, it's basically like we're not going to allow people to leave Gaza. So we're going to be making all of these people stay where they are, right? And then among them, extremism breeds, terrorism breeds, right? But people who are not a part of it still can't leave. The population density in Gaza is incredibly fucking high, right? It would be, relatively speaking, it would be almost impossible in the first place to have like designated military grounds, I'm pretty sure. Shit rockets cannot level buildings. Wait, are we still talking about the hospital? Because the hospital was not leveled. If that's what we are talking about. If that's what you refer to. People were allowed to leave, but nobody wants to take them. Yeah, I mean, but that's as good as not having a chance to leave, isn't it? Like, you can leave. Here are your options. Stay. It's like technically. I do wonder if they actually had a choice to leave. Would they be allowed to, you know? It's easy to be like, oh yeah, I'm so humanitarian. I'm so nice to these civilians. I'm allowing them to leave when no, they can't. But, if they actually had a chance, would they still be allowed to? I figured IDF hit an ammo dump that Hamas had buried at the hospital. But the rocket legit just failed. Yeah, it was just... Like, it wasn't a leveled building. I think that's important, because I've seen... I don't know if you guys are talking... I don't know if you're talking about the same thing, but you remind me of that NAFO dude. One of our own has... He basically made a compilation of his own bullshit on this to mock himself for falling for it, but yesterday he fell for the idea that the building was leveled, and he was using the fact of like, oh yeah, Hamas doesn't have rockets which could level buildings. He was using it to say that it was definitely Israel which destroyed the hospital. And then today the photographs came out of the crater. So mate, what do you mean an airstrike? We've seen the photographs of the location. Plus, have you not seen the videos? Like, have you not seen the footage? I'm pretty sure the footage is quite conclusive with it, you know. Mm. £360 ones. What about the £2,000 ones? What about that? What about that? Ha ha ha. What's that? Who gave them those? Oh yeah, I don't know two things actually. Now you reminded me. Did that dude's timeout run out? Because if the dude comes back, don't time him out for a few minutes, okay, please? Two things I'm interested in. First off is the warning, the supposed warning given. Second thing I'm interested in is people saying that Israel said they hit the hospital. From what I have seen just Twitter sources on this, and I have seen them, how to say this? It wasn't debunking. Because the claim in its entirety was, hey, this spokesperson of Israelis forces just admitted they shot a rocket at the hospital, and then as evidence of this claim, they show you a tweet by some random ass dude. It's not a spokesperson of anything, it's a random ass dude. It's like me being like, hey guys, I'm actually quoting you as spokesperson of USA intelligence right now, and then I show you a screenshot of, I don't know, Hinkle shitting something out. You know, it's it's a random ass dude. It's a random ass dude. So that's what I've seen. If you have any other info on that, I would love to see it, but that is the information I have seen so far. I don't know where the idea of a warning came from, though. It would also be interesting. It would be interesting to see how to say it. I've never understood the thing about warnings. No, I've never understood it. I genuinely never understood it. I still don't understand it. It's not like you can warn civilians only to leave. Know what I mean? It's not like you can warn just civilians. If you do a warning, you would have wouldn't Hamas also leave? What's the why the warnings? How the warnings? How are they supposed to work? We should not support mass bombing until people leave, though. Yeah, definitely. But I don't really think demanding them to leave is morally okay in the first place. You know, being like, hey, leave your homes right now because we're going to bomb the shit out of them in a few hours. I don't think that's okay either. I don't think that's GG. Infrastructure, weapon depots, tunnels. Ah, okay, so that gets, so like even if people escape, the logistics are completely fucked. I see that. Yeah, well, let me play it.
I know that you don't think like that, Pierre. You're one of the good guys. But let me tell you something. I mean, the reason that I'm using this is that, I mean, I can't remember what happened in 2014, and there was no music
Can't move 500 rockets from the basement of a kindergarten, regardless if Hamas get a warning. Ah,
it has to be something.
That makes sense.
300 Palestinians died. Who's counting? You know, So the thing is, what my question is, let's find what is the exchange rate for human life today, so we know, expect the future death of Palestinians, and we'll be happy to it.
My response to that would be this, Bassem. I thought carefully about this because I think it's very tricky for people like me to immerse ourselves into a conflict where we're not directly involved.
Okay.
And I thought carefully about what I feel about this. I feel...
I know if the enemy is inside your house.
Hamas
Yeah,
did on
definitely. That's
27th
different. Definitely.
supersedes anything else I've seen in this conflict, really ever. The savagery, the butchery, the slaughter of 1,300 people, the shooting of babies, the
100%.
kidnapping of grandmothers, and so on. So if we can agree on...
To be fair though, when it comes to like the number of civilian casualties, I am coming... When it comes to that, I'm coming from the same place I'm coming when we try to talk about the numbers of casualties in Russian invasion, which is that we can't know. I don't believe it's known. I don't believe we can know the number of casualties. So I wouldn't really basing a lot of opinions on that until we, you know, have some proper sources on the casualty numbers. Israel will not have a proportional response. What is that?
Siege of Gaza, cutting off all supplies of fuel. The electricity plant, that's gone. There is no electricity, there is no running water, there is no food going in, there are no other fuel supplies going in. Borders closed with Egypt as well. Bizarrely little criticism of Egypt for that, interestingly. Is that, and while raining down missiles on buildings which they know are going to kill civilians, we know hundreds and hundreds of civilians have already died, many of them children, is that a reasonable, proportionate and moral response by Israel?
There is some deep perversion in Britain whenever Israel is involved in a conflict, and it is the word you just used, proportionate, proportionality.
Hey, I caught it! Thank you for the sub, thank you. I did. My thoughts are that Poles have saved European Union. Poland saved European Union. If in the future we see European Union grow to something great, if we see them improve in any sort of a way, and they will have to, in order to keep on existing, okay, we will have to improve our system, because right now we're pussies and it's not really doing us any good. If in the future we see European Union grow into something proper, we all have to be thankful to the Poles, because the Poles have saved European Union. By turning away from Hungary and from Hungarian bullshit, by turning properly towards European Union, you know how many chances this has opened? You know how much more control we can have right now on Hungarians and their bullshit going on right there? Gorgeous, gorgeous, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So everyone say thank you, Poles.
Last few days, incessantly. Proportionality in conflict rarely exists. But if we were to decide that we should have this fetish about proportionality, then that would mean that in retaliation for what Hamas did in Israel on Saturday, Israel should try to locate a music festival in Gaza, for instance, and good luck with that. Should try to find a music festival in Gaza and rape precisely the number of women that Hamas raped on Saturday.
Poland, 10 out of 10.
Precisely the number of young
Thank you,
people
Poland.
that Hamas killed on Saturday. They should find a town of exactly the same size as a town like Sderot, where I've been many times myself, and make sure they go to door and kill precisely the correct number of babies that Hamas killed in Sderot on Saturday, and shoot in the head precisely the same number of old age pensioners as were shot in Sderot on Saturday, just to choose one town. Proportionality in conflict is a joke. And it's a very strange British concept which we've had, that only the Israelis in a conflict, when they are attacked, are expected to have precisely the proportionate response.
That was a good response, though. That was a good response, I feel. Makes sense. Makes sense, I think. Good thing to answer to people talking about it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not... He's doing a thing. he's doing a thing where it's a great rhetorical thing to do. It's a great rhetorical thing to do, but man, I think in the same way that if Hamas entered Israel and blew up a bunch of military posts, just blew up like military infrastructure, in the same way that I think that would be seen as proportionate response to what Israel had been doing to Palestine previously. I think it would have been seen as proportionate if Israel were to go in and just, blow the fuck out of every Hamas ass. I think the second, like, civilians are included, we're immediately like, oh, this is not really proportionate, is it? Oh, you're just throwing away your morality in a way. Knowingly, likely. Both of those countries seem to have religious peeps more than most of the West. Yeah. That's true. Poland and Slovakia. Don't know about Hungary, other than my little sisters in Budapest chilling. Well, Hungary is doing interestingly recently. Orban is trying to be against European Union because European Union is trying to make Orban be less corrupt. But Orban has single-handedly, by the way, what an achievement, single-handedly built an oligarchy out of Hungary. So he needs to be corrupt, he needs to be stealing European Union funds because he needs his oligarchy to keep on existing. European Union obviously isn't really happy about feeding Orban's oligarchs, so European Union is trying to put an end to this. So because of this, he has been trying to side with Russia a bit more. Now, Poland has been keeping his back. Poland has been protecting Hungary because Poland also has issues with the judicial system, and Poland is also trying to be a bit more of a conservative country. So, they also aren't really listening to European Union input. They didn't have to listen because Hungary was keeping their back, right? You guys remember, by the way, Poland is doing amazing, and you have to be aware Poland is doing amazing, okay? You remember the whole conversation about gay-free zones, LGBT-free zones in Poland? They got rid of like almost all of them. It was a big thing mentioned in the media for a while, and for a while there really were quite a lot of them. Poles just kept on kicking them out. They kept on like just abolishing them from the inside. Polish society has been working towards a European Union future for quite a long time. Now, Hungarians really haven't, so it makes sense to me that Poles have decided to abandon the side of Hungary because it's really giving them nothing of value. Oh, religiosity? Oof, I don't even know. I don't even know how they are when it comes to religion. Christianity is the largest. 42.5% of Hungarians identify themselves as Christians. Not even that much. Not that much. I thought it would be a lot more. How are they on sex? Now I'm kind of interested. Not doing too good. Sudden interest in sexual education of children and various sexual practices can be easily explained by the way the concept of gender is being redefined in Hungary. Cute. Cute. Orban and Zsiva there as well. It was a wannabe dictator suck-off. Circle jerk basically. Yes, that's what it was. It's like, imagine 4 4chan users meeting in a room. Imagine what sort of actions they would be up to. That's what was going on there. Nothing better, literally. Wait, what did I want to click on? I wanted to click on something. German television? Oh, Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera, by the way, here's a reminder. Al Jazeera based, except when it comes to Middle East. Usually based though. Just be a bit careful about them.
Act will follow, namely to forcibly transfer Palestinian into Jordan. This means all the arguments and narratives taking place on the international arena is not happening simply because we have a land.
Yeah, Qatari controlled True. I was trying to remember who's funding them.
I explained this matter to His Excellency, the Chancellor. The whole concept is
when I say Paul is was
the Palestinian citizens from Gaza Strip into Sinai is simply
like 4chan. The second you start posting on 4chan.
The concept of fighting and resistance from Gaza Strip to Sinai, and in this
soccer place, yeah, soccer
Sinai
place.
will be a base for military operations against Israel, and in this case, Israel will try to defend themselves, and in a similar fashion, Israel will direct their military operations towards Egypt and Sinai. Egypt has been keen on establishing peace with dedication. That's why we should join hands to embark on the big investments we pumped into the peace process. We should come with a viable solution. And I reiterated this matter to His Excellency the Chancellor, and I'm repeating it publicly. If there is an idea of transfer, there is the Negev desert in Israel. If so, the Palestinians can be moved to the Negev desert until they do what they wish to do with the military operatives in Gaza Strip before returning back. In this case, if the Palestinians are transferred to Egypt, the military operation initiated by Israel may last for years and years to come. And in this case, Egypt will continue to bear the consequences, and Sinai will be a base for military operations against Israel. And in this case, Egypt will be labeled as a base for terrorists. And if this happens, we will annihilate all the efforts exerted on the peace process for the past
Didn't
decades.
translate it?
I repeated that the Arab and Muslim public opinion is impacted and closely following the affair. And if I let the masses in Egypt come out to the streets to express their rejection of the idea, you will see millions and millions of Egypt taken to the streets expressing their rejection to this concept, the concept of forcibly transferring Palestinians into Gaza, into Sinai. Excuse me, Mr. Chancellor, for being elaborative. All the acts by Israel, cutting out power, water, electricity, and is a means to forcibly transfer the Palestinians into the peninsula of Sinai, which we totally reject. Ladies and gentlemen, in my joint discussion with His Excellency, I addressed the summit invited by Egypt for the peace process, and we had hoped that it will come up with outcomes that are conducive into ending the bloodshed, addressing the exacerbating humanitarian situation.
Got some
and
ideas for
give
that?
an impetus to the peace process. To conclude, I welcome you once again, Mr. Olive Scholz, to Egypt, and I apologize that
Look
you
at his head
visited
shape.
at a very dire time, and I hope it will be a step forward to resolve the current crisis and to
Very
achieve
German.
peaceful coexistence among peoples.
Wait, I actually saved a video on something. I saved a video, here it is. Egypt opened the Rafah crossing in southern Gaza. I actually I actually saved it because I wanted to hear their explanation too. So now I'm kind of interested. Give a crap ton of cash to Egypt via UN and Israel.
VPN.
Huh.
In the last few days, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians have been flooding from northern to southern Gaza in anticipation of the IDF's looming ground invasion. With a humanitarian crisis looming, all eyes have turned to Egypt and the Rafah border crossing, which is now the only way in or out of Gaza for both Palestinians and humanitarian aid. Both the UN and
But
the
didn't
US
Egypt
have
already
been pressuring Egypt to at least partially reopen the border.
deny the
But
idea
Egypt
of
isn't so
helping
keen on the idea.
Palestinians?
And on Monday, a provisional deal collapsed after Egypt accused Israel of undermining it. So in this video,
Like I
we're going
know,
to explain why
I
the
know
Rafah border
there were
crossing has become
conversations
such a
on
big
whether.
deal, why Egypt is reluctant.
Sorry, I have to pause the video. I can't think and like listen to a blue-eyed man speak. He makes me feel. But I remember there were conversations that USA is going to be having conversations with Egypt to make Egypt open the corridor so civilians could be coming, and then Egypt just crumbled that. Egypt shat on that. Some money will change their opinion. Ah. That would make sense. Hey, yo, Buzdra. Egypt would be the ass of letting refugees. And the way to protect the civilians is getting them out of Gaza temporarily. Yeah. That. They can just stay where they are and stop getting killed. I guess you meant it as like in a way we should stop Israel from killing them in the first place. Like instead of relocating people, we should just stop Israel from doing what it's doing. But I love how your message comes out as being like, oh yeah, they should just like be stronger. Egypt cut off talks after Hamas blew up the hospital. Wait. Egypt, I'm pretty sure Egypt cut off talks way previously. I'm pretty sure I saw the news on Egypt stopping this deal way previously. Helping hand of ethnical cleansing. In a way, yeah, like if you did, I don't even know under what sort of why are you allowed to not let refugees in your country? I was pretty sure one of the staples of international law is that you gotta help refugees, my dude. You gotta help refugees, right? This isn't, you know, an illegal immigrant situation or whatever. These people are actually refugees, actually fearing for their lives, having a really good reason to fear for their lives. And you can just be like, nah, they can stay there, fuck them. I don't know. Huge border wall where Hamas can't launch rockets over. So instead of instead of the situation we have right now with people in Gaza being not allowed to leave Gaza at all, we could be looking at a utopia where they also have a wall around them. Wait, who's deleted tweets? But yeah, also we do have videos. The videos have been geolocated. After the Arab Spring, Egypt threw its dictator out and temporarily the Brotherhood took over until a coup installed another military dictator. I understand like the danger, but at the same time I'm like, these are refugees. Like I'm pretty sure if we used historical context as an excuse to not help refugees, my guys, I'm pretty sure a lot European Union states would be sucking that off immediately. Yeah, it's exactly the same excuse people use here. Whenever we have people coming from Middle East, whenever we have refugees, actual refugees crossing over the borders, people are like, oh yeah, well, a number of them are terrorists. And then they use the whole like apples thing. oh, one is poisoned and the other ones aren't, but you wouldn't like eat any of them because you're afraid of the poisoned one. It's you know, if like, would you see that as a good excuse to not help refugees when it comes to any other country? You will never have a chance to come back. History repeating itself. Yeah. Until we get into another world war and, you know, the Brits take a mandate over the land and they return them. Forensic review of the geolocated video. I know that where was it? GeoConfirmed. Here it is. Here's GeoConfirmed. I could give you GeoConfirmed if you want to look into that. GeoConfirmed is really, really good. I can vouch for them. They have been great when it comes to geoconfirming videos coming from Ukraine. They have been great. They have been doing a wild amount of research, so everything is supported by facts. Of course, if you want, you know, to see some other sort of a source, you are more than free to go and look for it. But he is GeoConfirmed. I trust GeoConfirmed a lot, and currently that is like the only source I've seen on this that I'm genuinely, you know, vouching for. They won't let them in because of this. Our states? I think for our states, I do think it's ideological, though. In the same way, I do think for Egypt, it also is quite ideological. I think it's quite ideological. Oh no, I'm not seeing the. Nobody has any actual alternatives. Yeah, it kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Like, they're being judged for no matter what they do. But no one really has an idea on how to fix the situation. So we're just left with, you know, judging people no matter what they do. And never having any useful input.
Then the question then becomes, again, about proportion. I don't disagree that there's been a lot of bad stuff on both sides going back historically for decades. But if we agree that this was on a different level altogether, quite deliberately by Hamas, designed to provoke. No, here's my question. Let me ask you a question. And the question, because you raised it earlier about proportion. I honestly don't know what the proportionate response is. I honestly don't. I don't. I've been watching the airstrikes this week thinking...
So what's your question?
Well, I would ask you, if you were Israel, what would you...
If I was Israel?
If you were Israel and that had happened to you, what would you think would be the appropriate way for the country to respond?
I would do exactly like Israel did, kill as many people as possible since the world is letting me do it. I mean, I can do it because I can, you know? But the thing is, you know what? I agree with you. And you know what? I'm going to be even ahead of you because I see the question coming. Do you condemn Hamas for the atrocity? Yes, I condemn Hamas. I condemn Hamas. I condemn Hamas is the source of all evil. They're a reason for everything. And you know what? Let's, for a minute, imagine a world without Hamas.
Right.
What will this word look like? Let's give this word a name, and let's name this word the West Bank. Hamas has absolutely no control in the West Bank, and since the beginning of this year, only through August, 37 Palestinian kids were killed. No music festival, no paragliding, no Hamas. Since the occupation of the West Bank, 7,000 Palestinians were killed. No music festival, no paragliding, no Hamas. I can go on and on and on and on.
No, but you don't need to, because in a way you're preaching to the choir. I've followed this crisis.
Oh no, you're not preaching. So the thing is, like,
in the sense that I know that what you're saying has validity. Of course.
Piers. By the way, Piers. I am at a disadvantage here. I can hear you. I cannot see you. I am in a claustrophobic room, and so please cut me some slack and don't interrupt me and interrupt my point.
Sure.
So, because this has to be fair.
Understand.
Because if you want to only hear your opinion, I can just condemn Hamas and go home. I can do that. So do you want to do that, or do you have a much more nuanced conversation?
No, I absolutely want to have a nuanced conversation. I wasn't aware I was interrupting you. I thought I was letting you speak.
Amazing. So I would say I really applaud Israel for doing one thing that no military force in the world does. because I heard Ben Shapiro and I heard Ron DeSantis, and they said Israel is the only military force in the world that warns civilians before bombing them. I mean, how fucking cute. That is so nice of them. Because with this logic, if Russian troops started warning Ukrainians before bombing their houses, we're cool with Putin, right? I mean, okay, Habibi, you have warned them, go invade, it's fine, you have done your job. I mean, the thing is, and I understand, and I also heard Ben Shapiro talking about Human Shield. So you remember my wife's family, they live in Gaza, so I asked them, I told them, when Israel gives you the nice warning, the cute warning, does Hamas force you to stay in your home so you can be bombed and used as human shield? You know what, Hassan here, my wife's cousin, he's a loser, you know. He told me, you know, when I asked him, does that happen? He told me, no. The lying son of a bitch lied to me. I told him, you don't understand. Ben Shapiro and Ron DeSantis keep saying that Israel warned you and Hamas asked you to stay put. So I told you, he's a loser. He never kept a job. He even failed in all of the interviews to become like a human shield. I would believe Ben Shapiro.
Let me ask you this,
So let's go with that. No. Let me ask you.
But at some point, I must be able to ask you questions. It's not a monologue for you, Bassem.
If we agree that for the 14,000 casualties, I mean, who's counting, are human shield, does that mean that every single one of those civilians was standing, obscuring a military target behind them? Because that's a lot of weapons. I mean, Hamas is packing.
No, of course it doesn't. And look,
it doesn't. So there's some collateral damage, lots of collateral damage.
Yes,
it's fine. Yeah, you kill some to save some, and then kill some more. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Again,
he's like genuinely funny though. The more you watch him, I think more you get used to him. Just like he does this thing. I don't know if he's reading a script or whatever. But he does this thing with just casually dropping in the random ass jokes in the middle of a serious, what I imagine is him seriously talking about it. And then he drops a joke in the middle of this and then he just continues going. Entertaining. Fucking entertaining. Balls and yeah. Shouldn't be hard to condemn Hamas and the IDF Israel government. The problem is, have you seen Twitter people on this? Have you seen Twitter people on this? Have you seen Twitter people literally being like, yeah, you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. You have to choose. Do you support Israel or Palestine? Pick a side. Pick a side and stick to a side. Pick a side. You can't do nuanced talks over this. You have to pick a side. You have to pick which one you support and which one you do not support. If you have to pick a side, immediately it means that you won't be able to condemn both Hamas and the IDF. You will have to pretend you support one of them. Plus one sympathy that you still call the hellhole Twitter. I will never call it by the porn website name it carries right now. I despise the name. I genuinely despise the name. I hate the name. I hate Elon for being such a lousy fucking rich boy. Imagine if we had proper rich people. My man, we could have seen the world in so much of a better position. And then we got the richest man in the world right there eating shit. Publicly. Fucking publicly. Embarrassing. Hamas has the popular support of Palestinians and was elected to their authority with the express goal of declaring a war. There has never been a clean war. Does it justify the murder of civilians? Hell no. That said, I'm not remotely surprised it was the outcome. To be fair though, Hamas, when we talk about Hamas having the clear support of Palestinians, we're talking about an election that happened almost 20 years ago. They haven't been allowed to do proper elections once again to kick out Hamas. So, Equidistance? We got a thesaurus user right here, boys. Equal distance? Equal? So you would say you would need... How would you even not require that? How would you achieve that in any sort of a world we are observing right now? Germans also didn't support Hitler. The election was years ago. I'm pretty sure man had very strong support right at the time. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he did have popular support. Am I wrong on this? Am I wrong on this? When did you people have elections at the time? Holy shit, and I haven't ever looked into this. When were the last like German elections before World War II breaking out? I've never looked into that shit. Germany elections. Yeah, well, like he was supported. He had a lot of support. I'm going year by year, my bluesers. We're going year by year. We're going year by year. Bombing Dresden was still a bad move? I disagree. I disagree. I can't be clicking faster. I'm trying to read what's going on in my chat and I'm trying to bully you people, my dude. Yeah, well, I see you had one in 1938. Who won in 1936? Oh. Who won in 1933? Oh. Enabling Act. So they like banned all of the other parties. So it was like they won once, and then after they won, they made fuckery out of German elections in the next years. Too extreme. I think it's like it's a strong lesson to learn though. It's very similar to Putin. You guys remember we've seen videos on Putin. And how when he was elected, when he just started getting into politics, he was supposed to be the democracy choice. He was the pro-democracy dude. And then he fucked it all up. And I think it's an important conversation in how dangerous it is to allow these sort of voices in your politics, and how dangerous it is to not be aware of, you know, the danger of this until it's way too fucking late and there's no going back anymore. Infected while he was in Germany? Man was fucked previously. I mean, how would you even know he was a good man then? How would you even know? Do you know anything about his history pre-KGB sending him to Germany? How much do we know about the man's life before that? He was a cute baby. What's that movie on like Hitler is a baby? Do we have... Wait, I want to finish this. Let me finish this.
When?
Nah. Healong. Where's my geo confirmed? Independently, they came to the same conclusion. The above footage is showing a rocket fail and breaking up in two pieces, one falling on the hospital. Oh, from this you're getting it. The video shows one rocket either being intercepted or failing, followed by two explosions on the ground. Second explosion appears to be at the hospital. And then we have just geolocation of the actual strike location. Okay, see that, see that. I am seeing the conclusion. I'm seeing one conclusion there. Missile launched. Exploded mid-air, reason unknown. Large barrage of rockets, followed by a massive blast in the strip, apparently caused by a failed projectile. Oh, this is why you're getting propellant. This is why you're getting propellant. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, maybe it's at the end. No. What is the direction of our arrow? Drawn to the potential launch direction. The big cemetery next to hospital. Okay, this was added. Wait, this was added after the stream. These are new ones, 1 hour ago. Let me see. How is it possible that the rocket fell on the hospital while it passed its lateral direction? What interception by Iron Dome should be a proper explosion. Flash is visible, changing the direction again. The rocket is now flying back to the right from POV. Seems to be staying the same and the camera footage doesn't seem to be cut. Flashes are possibly the result of rocket failure. Camera never changes, there is no interruption. The rocket is now flying to the right and then it explodes. Directly after the explosion, you see that the explosion occurred in the middle of the rocket. You see the warhead and the booster separation. And then the warhead is flying to the right from the POV in the lateral direction of the hospital. Engine or booster would hit the ground first on the left of where the warhead would land. Okay, so this is where they hit the ground. Okay. Okay. Wait, is that the one that is not? This is the one that was shown here as being a video of a whole another attack, right? Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one is not that. This one is not that. Okay. So content is on how the alleged trajectory is supposed to work. Yes. I like doing a thing. When it comes to military analysis and when it comes to military equipment analysis. I love doing this thing where I just acknowledge the fact I'm incredibly uneducated on this. So I will accept whatever sources that I trust are saying. So, for example, in this situation, GeoConfirmed, when they started posting on the Russian invasion on Ukraine, for a while I saw them being under attack by a lot of sources. And they were always able to explain their reasoning, and they were always able to show proof for every single thing they have claimed. Every single time. I have seen them make one singular mistake in the entirety of their posting in this more than a year, more than 600 days. I have seen them make one mistake, and they corrected it almost immediately. They published an apology and they published an updated thread. So I trust GeoConfirmed a lot. And for me personally, it's enough that it makes sense to them. I'm probably gonna do lots of Googling after the stream to see like the videos, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of go to Reddit for this. Reddit people love posting links. You go to a Reddit thread about this, you're going to see like 20 different links in the comments, and they're going to be other types of rockets flying in other situations, and they're going to be explaining you why it happened the way it happened. So yeah, but personally, I just trust them. I just trust them genuinely. AI produced pics. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? No art students allowed to run for office. To be fair, they have AFD trying to get into office, and they're not really art students, are they? So I think we need maybe something a bit more strict. But you think the footage is fake? Oh, that's curious. I haven't really seen people questioning that footage. I have seen people pointing out other footage, but like this one, I'm pretty sure this one is the one that has been used by most sources talking about this. I haven't really seen anyone questioning the validity of this footage. That would be interesting to me. Type of damage caused by the explosion isn't consistent with what the IDF usually shoots. I still can't make sense of the alleged trajectory. Yeah, I understand that. Oh no, man, I would need to. I'm probably gonna need to Google like a bunch of shit. There's probably good analysis of this. The dude on YouTube is going to. What's his name? The dude on YouTube doing really, really good analysis of these situations. Pretty sure he's going to publish an explanation anytime soon, and then we'll be able to look into the evidence. So I'm kind of waiting that. I'm awaiting that. Oh, hey, by the way, this. Don't get your hopes up. Do not get your hopes up. Okay? Can we agree on that? Let's agree on that. Several times previously, we have seen Russians make claims about supposed Ukrainian breakthroughs just so then they could do imaginary counteraction and push these Ukrainians out. This would not be the first time that they overhype the amount of Ukrainian gains just so then a few days later they could be like, oh yeah, actually guys, we got all of this land back under Russian control, when in reality nothing was happening in that particular area in the front line. Don't get your hopes up too much. I'm mostly saying that because I've seen Andrew talk about this, and Andrew has said that from satellite footage, he sees no evidence of a big breakthrough. This was posted a few hours ago. I don't know if he changed his mind in the meantime. But I think he's very good when it comes to satellite footage. I think he's really, really good when it comes to, you know, finding nerds willing to... Okay, here it is. Finding nerds willing to look at satellite footage constantly. Don't get your hopes up. If it gets confirmed, great. But remember that currently... most of the sources we have on this are Russian, And remember never to trust Russians. Okay? Okay. I've not seen any evidence of Ukraine crossing the river in any numbers. Yeah, it is. I will assume what is happening is the same as what has happened multiple times already. A small raid taken out of context and blown out of proportion. People who are claiming the story is completely true are being careless. Either there is evidence and they are hiding it, in which case they shouldn't be talking at all, or there is no evidence and they are lying for attention. Could be real, but there is no evidence. Not even Romanov. You guys think this guy would miss a Dnipro crossing? I mean, true. Keep in mind, people promoting this before any evidence. No video, no photo, nothing. Nothing they can point at. If nothing comes of the story, hold these people accountable. True. So be careful. Be careful and don't get too hopeful. Very unlikely Ukraine can manage to bring significant amounts of manpower and heavy enough equipment to start a big push in Kherson. Yeah, I see it, I see it. Like, I wish they could. No. But the most doubtful thing about all of this is the fact that Russians are the ones talking about it. Syrians in Gaza who want to evacuate, 19 Arab countries, we stand with Palestine. For real though. What? Wait, stress is caused by merely firing the engine? Often rips apart rockets? Elon Musk has a video demonstrating this on YouTube. Elon? Out of all the people, Elon? Now, oof. Now you have gotten me to question the validity of that video. At this point, I'm like, Oh no. We warned them. Oh yeah, we did a knock. We did a knock. I don't know. By the way, I saved a bunch of stuff for today, and we haven't seen anything, so we gotta see some shit. To be fair, if this was time of Elon still being I don't want to say normal. I don't know if he ever was normal. By the way, how's UN doing? I had the live stream of UN open, but they were boring. Or did I have the other one? No, I had this one. Wanted to show you the stream, but then, you know, I completely fucking forgot about them. Oh, great. I open it and immediately I see the Russian fucking Federation talking.
Taken to avoid the impact of hostilities on the civilian population and civilians.
Smart at selling shit. Yeah, but like if this was during his time when he still had smart people around him, he could have had good videos explaining shit like this.
We stress the need to investigate all violations of international law so that the perpetrators can be brought to justice. The respect for international humanitarian law can also curb a spiral of violence that could ignite the entire region. Mr. President, Switzerland underlines the importance of the good offices of the United Nations in this crisis. We'd like to thank them.
GG, how did the voting go? When is the vote scheduled even? Switzerland. So 2 abstained, 1 voted against. A no vote from any of the 5 permanent members stops action on any measure put before it. Permanent members are China, France, Russian Federation, United Kingdom, United States. Oh, of course, Russian ambassador was full of shit immediately. Of course. Israel has the inherent right of self-defense, as reflected in Article 51 of the UN Charter. Noting that the right was reaffirmed by the Council in previous resolutions on terrorist attacks, this resolution should have done the same. Though the US could not support the resolution, it will continue to work closely with all council members on the crisis. US don't really need to veto. I mean, yeah, I guess. It's just being like pointed out. But like UK abstained. Russia abstained. Wish I could see a list of how everyone voted. That would be goddamn great. Absolute genius, but still stupid as fuck on so many things. Elon? I have a thing where I despise the man. I genuinely, I don't think I don't know if I would call it hate. I don't know what it is. I have extremely negative feelings towards that man. I can't even like explain it to you how much I despise the man. Genuinely, I despise the man. There's something about the richest man in the world being absolutely fucking useless that pisses me the fuck off. Just genuinely angers me. Whenever he has been doing something public lately, he has been doing it for attention first, and then some sort of proper reasoning like second, sometimes, and sometimes not even that. He's so desperate to be liked. He's so desperate to be getting attention. It is sad to see a grown-ass goddamn man, my dude. Grown-ass man. Have you seen the shit he is saying? That is embarrassing. Elon Musk is basically any of your cringe-ass uncles who uses Twitter unironically and shitpost memes. It's just that he's the richest person in the world. Like, my man could be afforded to be so much better than this, and he's just choosing to stay the piece of shit. Built modern tech. He didn't build shit. Elon didn't build shit. No, he's not the fun side of a billionaire. He's the dangerous side of a billionaire. Man is literally pushing propaganda. Man is pushing disinformation. Just recently, he supported AFD. He supported, have you guys not seen him like post on that bullshit? How was it? That we have seen more footage of Israeli attacks on Gaza than we have seen on Russian invasion on Ukraine in all of these years, claiming that the war isn't going on in the first place. Yeah, concerning. Have you not seen the type of bullshit he keeps on arguing for? That is extremely dangerous. Extremely fucking dangerous. His whole thing with being a Kremlin agent, with protecting the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Very fucking dangerous. There's a genocide attempt going on, and the richest man in the world is gobbling up shit. It's fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. LSD into the groundwater to get peace. Have you ever seen people on LSD? Because I am pretty sure your plan would crumble immediately. But yeah, I wish, like, the thing is, fun side of a billionaire, the way I see it, okay? Fun side of a billionaire would be like, oh yeah, here's Elon Musk, and he has created, I don't know, super ultra strong air defense systems, so in case any of our countries get attacked, nothing can go through, and I mean nothing, okay? So some shit like that would be fucking fun, okay? Fun side of a billionaire being him creating anything good for society, but still kind of like out there and kind of unique and outside of norms. That would be the fun side of this. What he is doing, that's not fun. That is dangerous. Man is genuinely dangerous. We are not the kind of people who know about politics. I expect him not to comment on politics if he's an idiot on it. That's what I expect him to do. I expect him to shut the fuck up. I expect him to not comment. I expect him not to reinstate accounts posting child pornography on Twitter. I expect him to not have a following list filled with the worst propagandists you can find on that website. I expect him to not be interacting with posts made by accounts constantly posting rage bait. I expect him to be a better person than this piece of trash he is right now. No, I stand behind calling it dangerous. That is dangerous. It has a direct effect on our democracies. That is dangerous. I don't know if a bunch of people, possibly with weapons, on a bad LSD trip are really that conductive for peace. Even without weapons, like... I don't know. Let me know when you're trying to start peace, so I can evacuate. just warn me in advance, okay? Warn me in advance, please. Wait, what did I want to show you? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Oh, I saved Ternenko. Saved Ternenko. Saved this one. Just like on the Soviets. But also I saved this one because I thought the title was the funniest thing ever, and the title is Why You Must Not Shoot Medics in War. And I thought it was funny, okay? It's like, here are reasons why you shouldn't do that. In case you're ever wondering, in case you ever like walked around and you were like, if I go into war, should I be shooting medics? Here's a video explaining to you why you should not be doing that. My man's not making shit. My man's not making shit. I have no trust in Elon Musk. I genuinely have no trust in Elon Musk. I despise the man. And it's kind of, I think, like a part of, though, now that I think about it, I think part of me just being fucking hateful. Is it the Irish boy? Perfect. Perfect. Let's watch this. I think part of what makes me genuinely despise him is the fact that I thought he was going to be cool, and then he wasn't. Like, I genuinely thought he was going to be some sort of a hero in this situation, and with him providing Starlink, you know, it seemed like he actually has a brain in that school. And I think he has shown more and more that he really doesn't. He's just a fucking idiot. Just kind of sad. He could have kept the charade going. Would have been easy for him to just, you know, think a little bit before saying stupid shit, but no, I'm gonna get my attention on Twitter. What turned him to the dark side? I actually have no fucking idea, now that I think about it. It's not money. It's not money. I don't know what it could be. Hey, Oculus, thank you for the subby. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not cash money, because he has a lot of cash money. I don't know what else it could be. Pressured air levitation train in a vacuum tube. He unironically pitched that shit, pumping air into a vacuum tube. I mean, I assume he had calculations or something to... When you say a pitch, what's a pitch? What's a pitch? What's a pitch? Don't you need to have, like, the vague idea of how it might actually succeed? I guess you do. I guess. I don't know. Oh, he was also cringe with Amber Heard. Calculations? I mean, how do you make a pitch? How do you pitch something? Don't you need to have a understanding of how your idea could work in theory? Or do you just like kind of scribble some shit around and you're like, hey guys, let's try working on this? Always assumed you need to have some proper calculations, some proper data.
A year ago, half the German people thought the EU sanctions hurt Germany more than Russia. This sentiment is going to be stronger now, as Russia's economy overtook Germany's in August.
Knew it! Knew it! Took him what, 2 seconds? A bit more, 5 seconds.
A year ago, half the German people thought the EU sanctions hurt Germany more than Russia. This sentiment is going to be stronger now, as Russia's economy overtook Germany's in August. The Russian sanctions triggered persistent inflation across the EU. Higher interest rates, a fall in real wages for workers, a cost of living crisis and a cost of energy crisis. Climate goals were trashed as EU countries fired up coal power stations. Germany's economy entered recession. 742 billion euros have been spent on energy subsidies, creating unprecedented market fragmentation as richer, more subsidy-capable countries draw investment away from others. The NATO proxy war has seen Europe sacrifice for US interests. European industry has the pleasure of paying multiples more for US LNG than their competitors in the US. The sanctions have backfired and no one in power is admitting it. What's worse, we're about to put the final nail in the coffin as we gear up to cut off China and de-risk because the US told us to do so. In all this, one thing is certainly clear. The EU is the opposite of a meritocracy.
Just like... Was that the end of it? Oh, that was his hunting. Ireland? No, Ireland is fucking stupid. How not? There's a Vatnik soup on this man. You wanna see a Vatnik soup on this man? He's ridiculous. Both him and his girlfriend are imbeciles. But he's good at stuff. Bro. The only thing Mick Wallace and Claire Daly are good at is eating shit. Literally the only hobby these two fuckers have. The fact they are allowed to enter the grounds of European Parliament is ridiculous. They should not have been allowed in the building. Just stupid fuckers, both of them. Incredibly dumb. Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen a Vatnik soup on him. Or did I see a Vatnik soup on Daly? What's his dumbass name? Mick Wallace, here he is. Here he is. Oh. That one. Look at this dude. His political career started the Irish 2011 general election, and he was elected as MEP in the 2019 European Parliament election. Fucking embarrassing. Wallace falls to the general category of anti-imperialist, basically meaning anti-US and anti-NATO. Of course. Oh. I'm pretty sure if you tell him in 1999 NATO intervened to stop genocide in Kosovo, Mick Wallace is going to scream. Wallace's views also line up perfectly with folk from the fake news blog The Grey Zone. He supported Venezuela, China, Russia, Belarus and Syria during his period as an MEP. By the way, when they say he supported Syria, they mean he supported Assad. He don't give a shit about Syrians being bombed. He doesn't give a single crap about Syrians being victims. He's called the Belarusian presidential candidate Tikhanovskaya a pawn of Western neoliberalism and Venezuelan opposition leader as an unelected gobshit. Oh shit. In 2021, he visited the headquarters of Popular Mobilization Forces, an Iraqi militia supported by Iran. He blamed the Syrian volunteer organization White Helmets, who have revealed several atrocities by the al-Assad troops in Syria, including bombing of hospitals, being corrupt and paid for by the US and UK to carry out regime change in Syria. By the way, again, fun fact, not really fun fact, but a reason why Twitter should be goddamn banned. People denying White Helmets, people claiming that White Helmets are somehow falsely creating videos of these crimes to, carry out a regime change in Syria. These same people on Twitter are people who will use videos made by the White Helmets of crimes done by Assad forces in Syria. They will just pretend these are crimes of Israelis against Palestinians. Same fucking people. On one hand, they go, oh yeah, white helmets faked all of their videos. And on the other hand, they use those videos and they're like, look at this, guys, this is horrible. And then they pretend it's on a wholly different location. I want to get Twitter banned. I fully support Twitter being banned. He is one of the few MEPs who voted against condemning Nicaragua's Ortega for his human rights violations. Wallace attempted to wipe out parts about the Russian involvement in the shooting down of MH17, which stirred up some emotions inside his MEP party. Of course. He criticized the sanctions imposed on Russian individuals by the US and European Union as being illegal and not complying to the UN Charter. Mick has also attended protests supporting Paleckis, Lithuanian politician convicted of spying on behalf of Russia. Great. Demanding a Twitter ban in European Union. Why? I think Elon Musk is not doing nearly enough to make his site work with European Union regulations, especially regulations regarding fake news and regulations regarding calls for violence. And I believe Twitter is just doing bad things to our democracy. I believe it should be fully banned. I would 100% support getting it banned. Unironically, I'm not even joking about this. As long as Musk is willing to eat shit, I'm okay with his website not being allowed here. We can switch to something different. It's not like we need this crap. We can switch to something different. We can switch to something that is going to see, you know, rage bait posting accounts post fake news over and over and over and over, and possibly going to remove them from the website. Instead, we get goddamn Musk, who is amplifying these accounts. We should get rid of this. If Twitter's gone, I'm gonna be happy. I'm opening fucking champagne when that happens. Musk wants to charge new users $1 a year to use Twitter. I think he should be charging everyone $100 per day to use Twitter, so only imbeciles would stay there. He voted against Ukraine aid packages, of course, demands of Putin to withdraw Russia's troops from Ukraine, of course, and against the resolution to declare Russia a state sponsor of terrorism. In Mick's defense, he's also called for peace negotiations between Russia and Ukraine. In Mick's defense, he goes. This support started only after Russia's illegal annexation of Donetsk, Kherson, Luhansk, and Zaporizhia. Mick Wallace doesn't love just Russia. He puts a lot of time and effort to supporting China's geopolitical goals. He downplayed Uyghur concentration camps and called the reports on them grossly exaggerated. In 2021, he stated that there is no solid evidence of the existence of these camps. Overwhelming evidence about the existence of these camps has been present since 2017. In an interview by the Global Times, a Chinese state-run newspaper, he said China takes better care of its people than the European Union does. Mick is also in the Taiwanese part of CCP gang. He has been featured the most in Chinese language news articles than any other Irish person. Wallace's company declared bankruptcy in December 2016 with debts over 30 million euros. In 2012, it emerged his company forgot to pay 2.1 million euros in taxes. Later on, he admitted fiddling his company's VAT returns on purpose. Mick was going to speak at a No to NATO, No to War event in February 2023 with the Grey Zone gang and other Vatniks, but the venue cancelled their booking. By the way, I don't know how much you guys know about Grey Zone. Oh, there's a Vatnik soup on Grey Zone too. The Grey Zone kinda crumbling. Then if we talked about this, I think we mentioned it on the stream for like a few minutes only. The Grey Zone is crumbling. The reason why the Grey Zone is crumbling is because all of their people like eating shit, but they eat different flavors of it. So what has happened is you have one dude who supports China because China takes amazing care of its people, and you have another dude who also supports China because China takes amazing care of their people, right? But, where they differ is their opinion on COVID. Because one of them thinks COVID was never real and thinks COVID was made up by the elites in order to make China seem like the villain in the world. and the other one thinks COVID was very real and very dangerous, and China was amazingly strong in fighting against it. So that's basically the bullshit that Mick Wallace, the genius, is aligning with. Not even to mention Claire Daly, but I'm pretty sure most of her Vatnik soup is going to be very similar to his. But overall, yeah, bully every Irish person you see into voting these two fuckers out of the parliament. Twitter has always been a cesspool. Yeah, it was a cesspool in a different way, though, I feel. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but it was a cesspool in a different way, wasn't it? It was a cesspool in a way that, like, cringe people were going there. It was where the cringe people reside. It was where you go to see some content that, you know, makes you lose a little bit hope in our younger generation. But it's not like it was so encouraging of posting rage bait. That seems to be just like a thing recently, especially ever since Musk got it. I don't know if it was so rage baity before. I didn't see it as so rage baity, but also I wasn't using Twitter before, so maybe that too. Country that not only created COVID, but also developed an ineffective vaccine. Excuse me. No, because COVID was never real, but also China fought COVID great, and they created the best effective vaccine ever for a disease that wasn't real. So, guy who nearly died of COVID but continued believing it was not real after recovery? What the fuck? Oh shit. Hey, I thought I had COVID a week ago. I thought I had COVID a week ago. And I actually did a test and I was negative, so that's good. Because I haven't done my boosters at all, my dude. Like, I got vaccination when I needed to get it to work for the census, Croatian population census. And then after that, we had less cases of COVID nearby. So, like, no one was really getting vaccinated. We removed the mask rules and everything. No one was really... So, I was really fucking scared that I got it. I'm still kind of... I don't know how good those pharmacy tests are. You know, the ones that you do at home by yourself. I don't know how reliable they are. I got permanent taste damage. I'm so sorry. Pretty healthy guy who never drinks and smokes, but COVID channel almost killed me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I hope the situation gets fixed. It's so fucking concerning, genuinely. It really concerns me now too that we're having we have people being pissed off that the government has encouraged the idea of vaccinating kids against COVID. That is so concerning to me. Because, like, when you're a kid and you're developing yourself, any sort of a big illness you go through will have an effect on your development. Any sort of a big illness. Like, you get the flu, it hits you bad as a kid, your brain changes. With COVID, so far what we know is very fucking concerning. So the idea of people being like, nah, my kid is okay going to school even though we have COVID spreading around. My kid's gonna be one of the lucky ones to not get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's like a thin line between being brave and being absolutely stupid. And I feel it kind of crossed the line strongly when you try to be brave in the name of a kid. You know, like, come on. Just give him the fucking vaccination, my man. Leaking from both my nose and my ass. Are you okay, you slip? Were you not in this situation a few streams ago? Are you okay? It was a somewhat balanced cesspool. I know right-wingers favorite hobby was to whine about getting banned off Twitter because Twitter was allegedly a left-wing cesspool. But more left-wing accounts were suspended pre-Elon. The left just didn't whine about those accounts. Ah, you know what you have reminded me of? You guys remember when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and for like 2 days, the entirety of not like the stuff that you follow on Twitter, but the one that is recommended for you, it was filled just with the N-word. It was just the slurs. Every single comment. You would go to any single post, you would see people posting slurs. Because they wanted to see if Elon's gonna be blocking them or if he was like genuinely pro free speech. That, I feel that painted the future of Twitter. The types of people that returned after they figured that Elon is okay with slur posting on Twitter, that painted the future of the entire website. You dodged COVID completely? Yeah, I think I did too, if I actually did manage to not get it this time, because I was really, really sick a week ago, but I think I'm GG now. Yeah, we have our own Nazis.
Let's say hypothetically you got sent to Syria. Let's say hypothetically you got sent to Syria. Hypothetically you got sent to Syria. You got sent to Syria.
Can you even do that? Nice, fair enough.
Let's say
what did I want to say?
Hypothetically you got sent to Syria.
If I manage to avoid it now, yeah, I've never gotten it. Which, like, nice. Most of my family also never got it. My grandmother, that's the worst thing, my grandmother actually got it. My grandmother and my uncle both had COVID, and they didn't even know about it. They thought it was a flu, a really bad case of a flu. So they were kind of just, waiting for it to run out. And this was before we knew COVID was happening. You guys remember when there were conversations about COVID spreading, but it wasn't in any of our countries. We still weren't doing lockdowns. No one was demanding masks and everything way before the vaccine was made, right? Like the start of it. So they were really, really sick. They self-quarantined, luckily, because they were genuinely really, really sick, and they were scared they're going to get someone else sick with the flu. And because we have a lot of old family members, it was kind of, we're trying really hard not to be around them and we have any sort of an illness. So they're quarantining, they're in a horrible state. Luckily, after I want to say it was a week and a half for my grandmother, and for my uncle it lasted about 2 weeks of being really, really sick, and then it got better. And then after that, the quarantines start and everything starts, right? And, they hide in home. They're scared of getting it, so they hide in their house. They wear masks around. They basically hid because I took great care into scaring them, into listening to every single regulation. I was pissed off. My grandmother has severe heart issues. She can't fucking handle something like that. She would not be in a good situation had she gotten something strongly. It was already bad, and she didn't even know she had it. If she got it again, so I think it was at one of the streams. I don't know if you guys remember. On one of the streams, I was late because before the stream, she called me just when I was starting, and I was like, "Okay, Grandma, wear your mask, if you're going out." And she made a joke about how she's just gonna be drinking some rakia and she's gonna be all right. And I was like, no. But yeah, basically the whole thing with quarantines is starting. Everyone's scared of, getting COVID. Thankfully, they are scared too, so they don't go out of the house. Half a year later, I think it was, they need to get tested for some shit about whether they have COVID currently. And it turns out that they don't. But the doctor is like, "Oh, you already went through COVID. Quite impressive for a woman of your age. How was it?" And she's like, "No, I didn't." And apparently they could see on the blood test that she did go through COVID. I don't know how that shit works. I've got no idea how any of that works. But I know that both her and my uncle have gone through it without knowing what they were going through. Oh, I had to go into quarantine when my mother came from Germany. She returned from Germany. It was the start of the quarantine. And she had to go to quarantine for 14 days. The doctor made a fuck up actually, and it was 16 days. She made a fuck up. I don't know what she calculated wrongly, but she gave her the quarantine dates and it was a bit longer. That was good. That was, man, best 16 days we've had. Like, as a family, best fucking 16 days ever. We were just sleeping around, eating basically nothing, like whatever we had in the house. We still have freezers stocked with food, but then we kind of used up most of our freezer storage. So, like, we cleaned up everything. It was good. It was good. Quarantine is good. Mandatory mask wearing was imposed way after the initial lockdowns. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how it was, but what I remember is when I think it was the third day of the lockdowns, when me and my boyfriend went to the city. I think it was the third day of the lockdowns, yeah. And then you had to wear the mask and you had to wear the gloves. There was mask, there was gloves, and there was in the stores only a certain amount of people could be inside at the same time. So there were very long queues and we had to be waiting in the queue. What do you mean, Ustasha flag? What are you talking about? But yeah, we had to basically be waiting in the queue for a long time and everyone was masked and it was great. People were keeping the distance, 2-meter distance. That was beautiful. We have freezers. Croatia has this thing where we don't really trust supermarkets. Not that we don't trust supermarkets. There's a belief here that you have to make your place of staying able to keep you alive for as long as possible without outside support. Basically, like for example, we have central heating inside of the house. We heat on firewood. We do have oil system. We can heat on oil, but we don't go fully on oil because the idea is that if we ever get invaded, if you don't have access to oil, you're fucked and you're gonna freeze through the winter. It's like you will always have some wood to go chop down in the forest or whatever. So as long as you have the ability to do central heating on firewood, you're gonna be okay. But if you try to rely on electricity, could be left without it at any point. And it's the same with the freezers. It's the same situation with freezers. So the idea is that, you know, hey, if something happens and supermarkets stop working, we will not be... Wait, why did that one get a strike? Oh, that's... No, am I thinking of the other one? I'm not sure which one I'm thinking of. But yeah, the idea is that if an attack happens and we are not able to get anything in the stores, you can survive on whatever you have in freezers for quite a long time. And you actually can. You actually can. Like, we have stuff in freezers right now. We're gonna be okay. When we had a thing with like serious lockdowns for the first time, we were like, yeah, we're just not gonna go to a store at all because the queues were really long, and we didn't, and we still had food left in the house. I have enough pasta in the house to feed an entire tiny village. Whenever there's something on sale that we use to eat, we like just buy a bunch of it. My house is full stocked, my dude. My house is full stocked. We only go to the store twice a week, and we have our own forest. See, based, fucking based. And I assume you only go for like bread and milk, because that's what we do. It's bread and milk when like we are going to the store regularly. And if we don't have something in the garden, like if you don't have some vegetables, you feel like eating them, you go to the store, but usually you can just get everything from the garden. We have chicken, so we have our own eggs. We could have our own chicken meat. We just feel bad about killing them, but if we were cut off from the rest of the civilization, we would absolutely be able to do that too. Like, we're GG, we're okay. Vicky bought it all. I actually did. There's heartbreaking news coming all the way from Germany. The German people are currently going through hunger because I bought all of their pasta. Do we even get the same pasta? Are we still getting the mushy pasta? You guys know that we in Eastern Europe are getting mushy pasta, and you bitches in Germany were getting proper pasta? I couldn't even have had an effect on pasta prices where you are, because you were eating the not mushy kind. I was eating the mushy one. But wait, Claire. 2011, great. 2012, accused of misusing travel funds. She did do it, piece of shit. In the same year, she refused to call for the resignation of her political ally, Mick Wallace. Of course she did. Look at these two homeless-looking fuckers, though. There's something, I'm not sure why they look homeless. I know about him, I'm not sure why she looks homeless. I keep on thinking about it whenever I see her. Like, what is it about this face? Wallace's company forgot to pay 2.1 million euros in VAT. After the incident, she resigned from the Socialist Party. After leaving, she requested a share of her old party's allowance so that she can fund her activities as an independent MP. In 2013, she accused the Irish government of prostituting the country to US and Obama. She called Obama a hypocrite and a war criminal for wanting to supply weapons for the Syrian rebels. In 2019, Dalli was elected as MEP for the European Parliament. I still don't know how the fuck that happened. Soon after, Dalli was accused of nepotism for hiring her former husband as her assistant, forbidden by the rules of European Parliament. He had previously also employed Mick Wallace's son. Fair. Oh, I gotta say this for a meme. Impossible. Bitch does her eyebrows once and it's in this outfit. Look at it. She got her eyebrows done for this. Like, come on, the one time going full no makeup would actually make sense for you. Insufferable pacifists. Hey, I fucking hate them for that. Them and the Swiss. And the Swiss. But mostly the Irish. I saw a thread by one of them recently. Posted a Twitter thread about how their experience with Irish neutrality has informed their views on why Ukraine should be neutral. I hate the Swedes for sending lazy, useless songs to Eurovision. I hate the Swedes for doing that. Why are you doing that? Why you do that, Swedes? We have one event. We have one event where we could all together have fun as Europeans. One event where we could hang out together and enjoy our time. And you people go that and you send that. What's the name of that singer you sent? Why do you send that singer? She's so fucking boring. She was boring the first time she was there. But at least there was some novelty there because no one saw her before. So people were like, ooh, who's this new Swedish girl? Fucking boring one. That's who it is. Now she goes another time with like basically the same fucking song. Come on, guys. Like, I'm pretty sure you hate Europe. I'm pretty sure you hate Europe. You have negative feelings towards us. Because I've seen the meme videos you made. I've seen your one meme song. Who remembers the meme song name? You had a great meme song that was sang on one of your Eurovision like shows. It wasn't a song in the competition. It was a meme song. It was great. It was. Why didn't you send that? The one mocking Russia. What's the name of it? It was great. You can make proper stuff. You just refuse to make proper stuff for Eurovision because you hate us. fucking cruel. I'm returning hate where I see hate. Yeah, more mamash. True. More, you know what I want to see? Moldova last year. Moldova last year with Chisinau, Bucharest. That fucking train. Man, I love that song. I thought that was a great song. Yeah, I love that song still. I adored it. Ukraine also. Ukraine, really good last year. Really good the year before that too. Something like that. Give us more stuff like that. Serbia had great songs 3 times too. Just give us that. Give us that shit. No, we gotta listen to fucking Tattoo. Yeah, Moldova is doing amazing. Moldova is incredible. I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy that they're making stuff they're making, and I'm also so happy that they're getting votes. Yeah, hey, no, let's go. It's a great song, is it not? It's a great song. I was so happy listening to it. That was a great song. That was a great year for Eurovision. And then, you know, we got last year. This year, technically this year, where I had few favorites. This year. Sweden was not any one of them. Sweden was a song that I listened to and I was like, this shit is boring. Everyone's gonna forget about it the second the song is done. No one's gonna vote for it. Literally, like if you asked me before watching the finals, like, hey, which song do you think is gonna win? I would not remember Sweden. The only reason why I remember the song now is because it fucking won. 2024 will be in Sweden. I hope they do a proper show. Because they're able of doing a proper show. They just don't want to give us good stuff. They keep the good stuff back home in Sweden. But then on international shit, they send like the most boring songs they can find. So yeah, I'm a hater. I'm a hater of Sweden. Oh, I'm from Bosnia. That's genuinely a good song though. Yeah, we need more stuff like that. Also really good political commentary. Really good comments on how the society in Bosnia is. Because it is. It's a really good one. That band is great. Sister songs from Czech. Yeah, that was a good one. I did hear there were some salty points around. One of the singers Russian? There was some chaos like behind the scenes. But apart from that, I thought the song was good. Finland was amazing. Finland was amazing. I hoped until the last second that they're going to win. Sweden's too busy to do good songs. I actually disagree because they put a lot of money into the whole thing. They put a lot of cash in it. They put a lot of effort in it. It's like they are choosing to be exceptionally mediocre. You know, it's like they're choosing to stay there. They're like, we want to be so incredibly boring, but like expensive boring. You know when you see like rich people, you know what Sweden is? You know when you see rich people and like they're walking around the street and they're wearing a basic ass outfit. Like they're wearing jeans and it's like some boring jeans, right? And then in the comments you figure out that the jeans actually cost $1 million or something. That's what Sweden is. That's what Swedish songs are, okay? It's the most basic, boring fucking song. And then you learn they actually put so much effort into making this. Why? Could have made anything else. Why? Why send this? Vote the expert vote. I am full on with the conspiracies. I don't even trust them that much. I don't know how possible it is to buy the votes in Eurovision. But I fully, whenever I see a conspiracy about this, I would retweet it. Like after the Eurovision happened, I saw so many conspiracies about how Sweden like bought the votes and they were trying to figure out who the identities of these experts were and then what were the rules. Do you guys remember that? There was like a list of rules on how you should give votes to songs, and then they were trying to figure out where Sweden was based on all of these rules to prove that Sweden actually paid the experts to vote Sweden so Sweden could have next Eurovision because it's some anniversary. It's some anniversary of some ABBA thing, I don't know. And I don't believe in these conspiracies. I retweeted every single fucking one. Just because I wanted to do my part in making people hate Swedish Eurovision entrants a little bit more. What is that? Is that the Chinese one? Ain't that the fucking Chinese one? The Chinese, like, copy a proper one? Do you guys remember this? Do you guys remember this dog? You guys remember Russia saying that they made a robot dog for the military? And then they just, like, put a little mask over this one's face. Yeah, so it was the Chinese, like, trying to make this one, right? Why would you do that? Why would you do a dog with rocket launcher? The marine design looks to be based on a similar Chinese-made commercial of the shelf quadrupedal robot. Wait, so USA based this design on the Chinese one? It wasn't China trying to copy the Russian, the USA design. It was USA copying the Chinese design. But yeah, that was a great tech thing in Russia where they were bragging about how they made a great robot dog for military, and then it was actually just one bought from like AliExpress or some shit. But yeah, the reason why you need this, by the way, the reason why you need this shit is because in modern countries we are trying to minimize the amount of deaths in a war. That is why when you look at comparisons between like Western tanks right now used by Ukraine and the Russian tanks, Western tanks save the lives of their crew. Russian tanks just blow the fuck up if they're getting blown the fuck up. The crew survives in much lesser amounts, right? It's because you're kind of trying to have a situation where the least amount of your people die. It's also why you're seeing like more drones being used. We've seen those tiny vehicles. You guys remember we watched videos of those tiny vehicles that like drive themselves? So you don't need to have a person operating them to be used on the front. Stuff like that. We're trying to minimize the amount of people who have to actually come into contact with an active war zone because we want to lose the least amount of people possible. So you need a dog because you send this dog around to go on a suicide mission. You're GG. You don't want to send a human on it. Auto loaders, which turn into a thermite level damage when the tank is under fire. Good for us. Good for us, isn't it? Oh, this one, yes, this one. I remember the stupid ass mask on his face. Look at this idiot. Is this not the funniest thing you've ever seen? He has this dumbass look. Man, I hate this fucking dog. Look at him. It's like a little idiot staring at you. Look at him. So stupid. So I would get personally offended if the shit just attempts to shoot at me. Look at him. Zero IQ in that stupid ass robot head. Ridiculous little being. Costs a lot of money to train those tank crews. The more flag-draped coffins in the news, the more angry calls to legislators. Yeah, that too. They're smaller, and in World War II, Cold War, smaller tank is harder to hit. Oh, I know. With N-Law and Javelin, it's not as much advantage. Ah, that makes sense. Drones have very limited range and loitering time. These puppies can just go AFK in a bush and you wake them up when you need them. Oh, it's kind of funny. The war outfit made the dog go from intimidating to funny. I kinda is, you see? And then where's the other one? Look at this one. Scary! Spooky! Almost looks like a skeleton walking. Like, imagine fucking seeing a rocket flying straight to your dumbass face and you look at the source of it, like, and the last thing you see is this. If there's a god up there, he's getting beaten up. Training people the Western way takes a lot of time and money. Oh shit, yeah, that's a proper point too. Proper point. If you just train them for like 2 days, it's less of a loss. So it makes sense that Russia isn't really training their people well. What is that? Russia versus USA technologies? Is it a bare ass? Hey, yo, TB, how's life? How's the work doing? Nice. Oh, night shift? I'm sorry to hear that. Franz, hey, I was actually there on sushi last week. Did I tell you? Did I speak about this on stream? I don't know. I was there on sushi last week. It was magical. It was so good. It was genuinely good. Last week, 2 weeks ago. But I was there and it was great. It was so good. Loved it. Oh, it's green because Opera browser added this thing with the mods. You can play around with the mods, and one of them changes the YouTube color. So I was playing around with it. That's why. You can set the you can't see it right now. Let me show it to you. But like, this is my browser, and usually I cut off this part because it wastes space. But Opera browser has these like little things on the side, right? So like I can check my Messenger and Instagram and TikTok, which I don't use, but it's still there. I can check it from the side. You don't see it on the stream when I do check it. Like right now, for example, I have Twitter opened, and you don't see that I have Twitter opened, I think. I'm pretty sure. Let me see how it shows up. Yeah, you can't see shit. Because it opens like in another tiny window type of a thingy. But yeah, you can change the colors of these. And they have added a thing now, which is a mod, and depending on which colors you pick for these things on the side, it changes the colors of your YouTube too to kind of fit in with that. So that's what I'm doing. Cringy Matrix. I'm having fun. I change the color basically every day. I'm having fun, okay? I'm a novelty lover. I like different shit happening. You know, whenever like a website changes the design and people are pissed off and they're demanding a way to use the older version, I am never one of those people. Whenever a website changes design, I get hyped. Because there's something new and I feel happy about the fact there's something new happening. It's a sad little thing now that I say it out loud. It kind of makes me sound lame. I just think it's fun. So this is a cool thing because like I can change the theme color every day. And then every day I go on YouTube and I'm like, this looks so fresh. And it feels good. We just call that autism. Armchair diagnosis. Excuse me. very Twitch viewer. Very Twitter user out of you. So when a website changes its design, that it's like house and yeah, like that. Exactly the same thing. If I could get my neighbor to paint his house every day different colors, I would do it because it would be so fun to just go outside and see what's different. And this is like that. Just not. Got my video player blocked. Oh, on YouTube because you didn't watch ads. Yeah. Twitch is updating. They are removing 12 features and making it so you must be subscribed to use chat. Bro, fucking imagine. We're all autistic here. Possibly, but I'm never getting a diagnosis for anything. Just there for the comments and community. I used to think that, but then I figured that YouTube community is kind of dumbass. I don't even use YouTube commenting feature that much, but I remember using it, I want to say like half a year ago, when there were news of Russian volunteer corps going into Belgorod. That's when I think Večerní published a video in which, I don't know what they were saying, but it was like factually incorrect about the Belgorod raid. So I remember being on YouTube and seeing this video, which was just incorrect, genuinely incorrect. And I posted a little comment explaining a certain part. I don't remember what it was. Were they trying to like say that it was Ukrainian troops crossing or something? I don't remember. I know it was like a fact. It wasn't like an opinion thing. The responses I got for being based. The responses I got. It's like when we get Vatniks in chat and I say something based and they just scream around. It was like that, but on YouTube. YouTube commenters are the same types of imbeciles that you have here. One of those people who periodically rearranges the furniture here. Yeah. Oh, I love doing that. I love doing that. Just like switching around the positions. It doesn't even have to be something much, for example. Like I have a little trash can next to my table in the room. And recently I moved it from one side to the other side. And for like 2 days, I would look at the room and I would be like, this looks so fresh. Because it's like different. It's such a stupid little thing. I can't wait to paint the walls now. When I paint the walls, my man, that's going to be like a month of just being entertained whenever I walk inside the room and it's a different color. Right now, the outside of the house is being painted. It should be done tomorrow. For next at least month and a half, whenever I see my house from the distance, I'm going to be like, wow, this is way different than what it was. So did you also accidentally throw trash in the wrong direction? The worst thing is I don't even use the trash can. It exists because when I do painting, I need to like sharpen my pencils. So I mostly use it for that. But I haven't been painting in a while. I'm actually planning to go back to it again because I learned, by the way, thank you for I think it was Kim. Kim, thank you for that website yesterday for the tattoos. That was fucking great. I don't make garbage. What do you do at your desk that you make garbage? What do you do? What are people doing? Do you like watch sad movies a lot and then you cry and then you need to have a trash can to drop your tissues into? What do you do? But I went on that website yesterday and I was testing out the tattoos, the tattoo making thing, and also the free stuff that they make. And I think I figured out the average style that I like. And it actually got me some motivation to try to do some designing again, because I have a very specific, it's Black Ink AI, found it. Had to go into my history to find it. But I figured out what sort of a design I want. I just feel like I need to do some mock-ups maybe. So that's what I'm into. That's what I'm into right now. I'm planning to go and do some painting again. Twitch logo on your forehead. Bro, for like... that's the thing you do if you're Amaranth. That's the thing you do if you're Amaranth, you know? If you're earning like millions of Twitch, you could tattoo Twitch on both of your boobies. You just tattoo the logo. Fucking great. It's not a thing you do if you're not earning millions from Twitch. It's kind of sad. At that point, it's kind of like, ooh. Why are you doing that? I get that. You hate boob tattoos? Why? Why? That is very hateful. That is very, 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 very hateful. You know what I wonder about? You know what I've been thinking about? It's the end of the stream. I think we can go into chaos topics. As if we haven't been doing that the whole time. You know what I worry about? Like, if you tattoo your titties, but like titties are the place where you lose fat the quickest when you're losing fat overall on your body. What happens if a tattoo isn't a part of your body that like shrinks? Because I know when they tattoo you, when they do it in a proper shop, they take care so that when if you get some weight, your tattoo doesn't like look like shit. If you get a lot of weight, of course, it's different. But if you get a normal amount of weight, you know, it's not really going to be that bad. But like when it's a part that shrinks, I've never thought about that. Does it deform a lot? Oh yeah, I have a problem where like I really want tattoos, but I want to say 98% of tattoos I've seen on people look like shit. Like I really want them. I really, really want them. But it's so hard. It is so hard to figure out which ones don't look horrible. Did you just strike yourself? You can strike yourself? You can strike yourself? I didn't miss the clip. I was too entertained by you striking yourself. Gonna do it too. Do I want it? Do I want it? Starts looking like a blob of color. Hey, but that too though, actually, there's something hot. If you're Amaranth, you know, if you're earning like millions of Twitch, you could tattoo Twitch on both of your boobs. If you're Amaranth, you know, if you're earning... Oh my god! My microphone isn't even that bad as I thought it would be though, to be honest. That was cool. Bitch. Wait, I forgot where I was. Blob of color. There's something hot about tattoos looking worn. There's something not hot about tattoos looking fresh. I don't know why. I don't know what's the exact like, but when they're... Is that not hot? When a person like looks like they had them for a while and they're like, they're a little bit squiggly. I don't know, you know how they lose like definition. I think it's cool. I think it's really, really cool looking. I also think maybe the problem is that like, when I say 98% of people I've seen having tattoos had shit tattoos, the 2% is like one person. One person actually. I know I've seen one person looking amazing with tattoos. And they do look, yeah, Battle Hardened, yeah. They do look like they were made years ago, and then in years they like kind of got a bit worn, but they look great. I don't know, they look great. You know. Oh shit! I need to tattoo Tito. One. If I ever do get tattoos, I need to put some Tito inside of them. Tito's gonna be hidden. It's gonna be like an Easter egg. Tito like peeking behind some shit. What the fuck is this?
My friends, this is
Tito is a boob tattoo?
The biggest Russian
Yeah. Oh shit, I could do like Tito and I could do message. Great goddamn idea. Great goddamn idea. I have a specific Tito pick too. Yeah, I haven't even seen that one. Yeah, he looks very Balkan indeed. Obama. Why would I do Obama? Why Why would I do Obama? If you tattoo Tito, then it's no longer a tattoo, then it's a tattoo. Man, I was like, for 20 more minutes we can stay on the stream just to watch Arthur. You made me want to turn off the stream now. Healthiest looking Balkan dude. He's well fed. He's well fed. He has those old people discoloration, but he's trying. One titty is also the other Hungarian. Well, actually, not that horrible of an idea. I should just like do the entire thing with like world maps, world flags. That's what I'm going to do, so I can be questioning people around and feeling smarter than they are. You know, I got today in the store. We got a new supply of toys because Christmas is coming. I mean, actual like toys, actual kids' toys. I don't mean like. And one of them is you have to find a country on a map, and then there's one where you have to find a flag. You have to. There's like a list of flags, and you have to figure out which country they're from. And then there's one where there's landmarks. There's pictures of landmarks. And then you have to connect them to a country. Had so much fucking fun today. Like, I was the one whose job was to put these toys on a shelf. So I was purposefully keeping the nerd toys out there. And then whenever people would come in and they were like, hey, what toys are these? I would be like, hey, look at how cool this one is. You can teach your kids the flags of the world. And then they would be like, nah, my kids already know all of the flags. And then I would just like point to a random one, like, what's this? And they'd never know. You get them on a fucking surprise. I showed one dude the Lithuanian flag. He didn't know. That was so good. Just like, what is this one? I have no idea. Fucking buy my toys. Advertising the laptop I just bought. Man. You stumbled upon Arthur IRL? How did you recognize him? What do you mean ending it on a positive note? What are you talking about? Did you recognize him by like the chest hair being very, very much out? Because that is the only thing I know about his old videos. Like years ago. I don't know what he was doing a year ago. I know years ago. I just remember chest hair everywhere. Man was a thought. Where's he going? Isn't 2 meters normal in that part of the world? We're watching anti-capitalism videos. Oh, I love him. Did you see that? That all. Man, I wish Hassan Viewers were as likable. Dude's making me support communists. Look how happy he is. Would you not follow this man into fighting capitalism? Because I would follow him. Like, I want to experience 1% of that joy. 1% of it. No, house viewers are angry. House viewers are angry. Look at him. How do you do that? Fucking million IQ. And you use 90% of it always on thinking of a sex joke. Tattoo under boob one? Oh shit. Oh, you know how they do? You know how they do those tattoos where there's like a symbol here, like big, and then there's like leaves or something and it connects to boob area? I should do that. I should do that with this one in the middle. Based. Based. Chinese passport does that to you. He's so happy though. I'm jealous of how happy he is. Have you ever been that happy? When's the last time you were like, hey, let me dance around to the song? Let me do my own little karaoke to a song. When's the last time you did karaoke? You never did karaoke because we're all sad fuckers and we just sit kind of silently and rot away. Look at that, man. Making me want to be a comic, genuinely. Wait, did I click on everything? Because I'm gonna be leaving. I'm gonna be leaving soonish. After I finish my colonoscopy. Incorporating the navel into a tattoo rarely ends well. Why? Genuinely, why? Is that like a rule? Is there a reason for it? Why? Only tattoo I would approve. Yeah, thank you. Exhibit A. Actually got me to think about it. What do you mean that would fit you well? What do you mean? Feeling quite bullied here. Feeling quite bullied. He can go off and roam China freely until the next pandemic, where black people will be randomly blamed for and be denied entrance to stores to buy basic stuff. Ooh. No, actually, China is a communist utopia, and I hear no matter what race or religion or ethnicity you are in China, you are very well respected because it is a communist utopia land. What if it was a gun being pointed, but a belly button is the barrel? I'm not an American. Gotta get my abuse out on you so I can take Dobson's abuse later. Hey, but we do bully him a lot. I've been noticing it on his last few streams. He's getting bullied a lot in chat. I think he's getting bullied a lot more on Kick than he was getting bullied on Twitch. I don't know if I'm like imagining it. I don't catch every single one of his streams. So there's a possibility that like it just so happens to be going on when I'm there. But I feel a little tiny bit bad for him sometimes. Sponge Bosnian, by the way. No, we're not gonna listen to that. He's become a lot more lenient and normal talking to people. Ah, man, learned how to do social interaction. You'd be the first person to get a tattoo of this. What the fuck is that? Sir, there's a crypto bro with this exact tattoo. I would bet my life on it. There's a crypto bro. There's an Andrew Tate viewer right now walking around with this on his body somewhere. I'm gonna scroll the depths of the internet today to find him, but someone exists. This is a very Andrew Tate viewer grind person tattoo. They definitely have it. Someone definitely has it. Hey, the Bosnian one? But then I would have a tattoo of like a Bosnian. Then I would have a tattoo. It fits the head proportion and the body proportion, kind of fits an actual Bosnian person. But you know, my pride forbids me from tattooing anything connected to a country having less than 2 meters of seaside. My ancestors will spit on me. I can already feel them up there going, hit you up, man. Dudes, I have to leave. I actually have to leave, okay? We're running away. Listen. I started doing a thing yesterday. Haven't finished it because I went to sleep in like 3 in the morning. Woke up in 5 in the morning for work. Incredibly smart, Vicky. Incredibly smart. I know. But I started doing a thing where I'm looking up the average number of sexual partners in European Union countries. So you can see their quality of sex education. And then you can also see how much sex they're having. And so far, so good. So far, so good. Found some really, really interesting numbers. I need to be adding them all to this with the links and everything. But like, interesting stats. We have a lot of sluts around. Also, some of these countries, which one was it? That has like actual comparisons, like men, women. Was it France? I think it's the Frenchies. Oh, Belgium also has like regions. It's an interesting little thing. We need a poll for the average in chat, bro. It's gonna be like minus something. How many people did you fuck? Ooh. We're going down in the negatives. True action, now that I think about it. You, DB, being a slut with multiple exes, you probably would, like... Yeah. You're a Chad! Yeah, did you ever think about it? You know how there's always like... You know how incels always bitch about Chads fucking all of their women? That's you! That's you! That's who you are in this story! When women go on a cock carousel, that's you! You are the cock carousel. Nice! You have fucked all the women around, taking them from the nice incel boys who exist. You're the villain. You are the villain in someone's story, my man. It's called being a nightlife photographer. You shouldn't have revealed that information. All of the losers right now writing it down as the next job position. Going immediately to buy cameras. Walloons get more than Flemish. I have no idea what's the thing with like areas of Belgium. I know nothing about Belgium. Genuinely nothing apart from memes about how it shouldn't be existing. So everything I learn is a surprise to me. Shooting people moving in complete darkness. It's not complete. I was in clubs during night time. That's not complete darkness. They have quite a lot of lights. Were you on some orgies or some shit, my dude? Did you go to some sus parties? I didn't, but I did me. Oh, does that sound as a does that count as a minus? Like if the question is posed as how many people did you fuck? Is it like minus if you were the one getting fucked? Get away to France, yeah. Depends which clubs, but sure. Yeah, actually, I already said it, and then I remembered that the last time I was out clubbing was almost 10 years ago. So possibly stuff has changed. Possibly the culture around clubbing has been made a bit different. By people get both minuses, pluses, end up on 0. Yeah, they have to do a thing with like crisscrossing. So you have to count. You have to count to be exactly on 0. Otherwise, there's no balance in the universe. Otherwise, the universe itself just falls apart. Not much has changed in the 9 years. Yeah, I imagine that. 9 years ago, maybe it was then approximately. Because I'm thinking 8, maybe. I don't remember the date when I was out. I remember that we were getting photographed. Me and a friend were out and we were getting photographed. And I remember there was a kid at the table with us. We have later learned that the kid was a bit younger than us. So we were like 18, 19 at the time. And the kid was like 16, 17. And the only reason why we learned the kid is younger is because when the photographer was going around taking photos, the kids tried to like hide behind us. I mean, I'm saying a kid. He was bigger than us. It was a whole dude. He was a big man. But he was trying to hide behind us because he was scared that his dad is going to go through the photos and he's going to see him outside. So that's my memory of it. That's my memory of being out. Oh, fuck. It was one of the Tvrđa ones. Which one is down? Which one is down there? Is it Q? Am I thinking of Q Club? It was Tvrđa. It was Tvrđa. I'm not sure which one it was. The one down. The one down. That's what I remember. I know the exact location. Don't remember the fucking club. Q Club is Psyche, other side from Tufna. No, wait, I know where Tufna is. It wasn't that. Yeah, near Drava. Yeah. Drava is nearby. Large adult son or absolute unit. All of it. Big man. That's why we thought he was older. Harem. It was Harem. True. Hey, true. Nice. We thought he was like older than us, and then it turns out that he was like a kiddo and we had to protect him. It was us, and we were like very skinny at the time. I was very skinny. My friend still is, so okay. But it was like 2 girls, like tiny little girls, trying to hide like a whole fucking dude behind us so his dad doesn't see him in photographs. That was kind of cutish. It was called Chaos. Hey, I wasn't there when it was called Chaos. I didn't know about that. I wasn't there when it was called Chaos. Or these pigs, yeah, they exist online. You'll never be able to see them. By the way, I have to leave. Holy shit. Listen, stream tomorrow, okay? And then we're doing streams next week. So for tomorrow, what you have for your homework is I want you to prepare me something to go through next week. I have a couple of ideas on what specific topic I want to focus on. But if you have more ideas and you would like to be sharing them, do prepare them for tomorrow, okay? Also, if you have some proper videos, I would love to watch them, especially if they are made by Ukrainian creators, because I'm trying to learn how to understand Ukrainian by listening to it more. So if you have some good creators making like good history-based, politics-based videos, let me know, because I would really love to like hyper-focus on one specific topic. But yeah, we're talking about sex again tomorrow, and thus we will be finishing our sex week. So I'll be seeing you then. I will be running now. Go bully Thompson. By the way, I was up until 2 in the morning last 3 days. So I'm hoping to be able to catch Dylan streaming, but I don't know if he's going to be streaming. I know he's sick or something, right? But yeah, I'm hoping to be there if he does go live. We'll see. So yeah, be seeing you. Stay healthy, stay strong, go bully the fuck out of Thompson. Love you.